Good morning, everyone. Before we proceed our today's academic workshop session, I would like to request you, please everyone stand at your seat for observing 2 minute silence in homage to our nation's Martin and their sacrifices, because as per government's instruction, today we have to observe 2 minute silence at 10 or 11 a.m. So, okay, please be seated. Thank you, everyone. Now it's our honor to formally welcome our today's esteemed speaker to the Department of English, Maharaja Krishna Kumar Seji, Bhavnagar University. As Francis Bacon mentioned in his essay of education, education and literature thrives when knowledge is shared, preserved, and passed on, and a book remains the most timeless symbol of that exchange. Now I would like to invite our faculty, Ms. Megha Trivedi, to kindly come forward and present a book as a token of welcome to our esteemed speaker, Dr. Kalyani Vallath. Thank you. As William Butler Yeats says, that education is not the filling of a pole, but the lightening of a fire. I think there is not a such need of introducing our speaker, Dr. Kalyani Vallath, because she is very well known overall India and out of India as well. But it's my today's privilege to introduce her briefly. Dr. Kalyani Vallath is a renowned educational pioneer, scholar, and teacher in English studies. And I think I should say she is the Guruma of English literature. She is the founder of Total English Solutions and Vallath Education, initiative dedicating to making English education accessible while integrating literature and alternative learning practices. She has compiled major student-oriented encyclopedias on British, Americans, and Indian literature, published by Vallath Books, Bodhi publication. A recipient of a Shastri Indo-Canadian Institute Doctoral Fellowship of British Columbia and University and earn her PhD degree from the University of Kerala. She is also Associate Editor of LitCrit and founder of the non-profit eFrog and an active voice in national and international literary forums. With her innovative pedagogy and deep social commitment and unwavering passion for literature and learning, Dr. Kalyani Vallath truly embodies the spirit of education as transformation. On behalf of our Department of English, MKBU, ma'am, I Rudra extend very warm welcome to you, and now kindly please take over this session. Over to you, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Rudra. Thank you, everyone. People at home in Kerala, they are like, oh, do you really have to go to Gujarat? It's so far away. Isn't it very difficult? Can't you just do an online lecture? But when I come here, I have come here only twice before, and once online. Dilip Bharat sir has come to Kerala when I invited him as well. But because of your warmth and love and that, magical connection that I feel, it is so much like coming home.
Well, I should say that MKBU and Bhavnagar is not the only home in that sense. There are many places I have been to where I feel the same.
It's not the place as such, maybe, because every place is beautiful. It is not even the people, but it is that spark that you have lit in me and I have lit in you, which is called education. I don't know what it is called. It is not love or anything. It is education. It is that, I have got a lot of ideas from you. I have got a lot of opportunities because of you. That is also there. I am not the only one who is giving you. When I come to any place for that matter, I am also learning and growing and all that. And when I learned a lot of things and I shared it in YouTube videos, I brought people like Hina to do the same. Then I did courses. I started courses. I got the help of students and produced books. All of them were there in making these books. I have brought a new book which I will show you and give to the department, which was actually single-handedly written by a student, because her name is Elsa. She was so inspired by the encyclopedias. As a student, she began putting together all these notes, and then organizing them. And then she showed them to me, the notes, and said, wow, this is how I am studying. But she took some time to pass because she was also doing her MA in linguistics. So she said, it's not that I pass or not, but I love doing this. And then I said, why don't we bring it out as a book? And I thought she won't be able to do it by herself. I said, put together a team, together you do it. And then she did put together a team, but it went a little slow. So she said, let me do it by myself. I'll try and do it by myself. And like magic, she wrote it. And everything we did like this, you and I together. It is because you watch the videos, it is because you tell me amazing things that we get the energy to do it. It's a mutual, symbiotic relationship. And it's very collaborative. There is a lot of you in the encyclopedias. If you people don't read it and buy it and tell me these things, why would I make Encyclopedia of Criticism? Or next coming is post-colonial literature. After that, literary theory, then in European literature. All are 90% done. People are working on it. So thank you for existing and waiting all these years and again coming back to see me. I saw many of you already. I can recognize you. I'm so glad that, okay, I've listened to her before. Why should I listen to her again? You didn't think, you came back. I'm sure so many years after, when I meet you again now, I'm sure you must be having a lot of other responsibilities in life, and you may not be just free students, but you came and, sat down here to spend 1 or 2 days with me. That's a big thing. That's a great, it's like an award. The book that you gave me is just a token. The real award is this room full of people, the smiles on your faces. It means a lot. It means that whatever work we have been doing is still relevant and important, and it's going really well. Thank you again. Now, to more serious things. Before I come to academic writing, let me just talk to you for some time. India is changing, like the world is also changing. It has always been changing. Now also it is changing. But the change now, as we know, is one because of AI revolution, because of the faster pace in which things are happening. Earlier, we could take all the time we wanted to do research, to write papers. We had time. But these days, other people are always going ahead of us. We have to go with them. Very fast, people are able to work. And it is very tricky because we have to maintain originality. We have to really build our skills, not just copy from AI assistants. It's very difficult because we are pressurized to excel, to produce papers and results, to pass exams. And we are tempted to use all this and not really take time to read books, rather ask for summary. It's very difficult. It's easy to say for the system that you should not plagiarize, you should be original, etc. But then stop pressurizing us. Give us time to read and understand and learn. But it is here to stay, okay? This fast-paced world is here to stay. And at the same time, national education policy has also come, which is maybe good in many ways, because the idea is very international. The idea is that we have to go to international standards where we have a choice. We will study what we want, we will work, and we'll produce evidence for our learning. All that long before NEP, Dilip Bharat sir was trying out here. He was making people work, along with the connection between this department and me is the same connection, because I was also in my own way doing the same. We started 25 years before NEP, Dilip Bharat sir and me, doing the same. Students resisted. I'm sure with him also it was the same. Why are you making us do all these things? Why do you want us to do projects? Why do you want us to, yeah, just give us notes. Let us pass. I faced this always. And I admire him so much for single-handedly going on and on and on and on, and then the world changed in our favor. And now NEP is saying the same thing. Bola tha. Pehle hi bola tha. So, with the national education policy, when it comes into place, it will take some more years because everything will be little. The negative thing, let me tell you first, we people living at this time and getting into careers at this time are really going to be affected. That is the negative thing. Because, like Matthew Arnold again said, you quoted Francis Bacon, sorry. Matthew Arnold said, caught between two worlds, one dead and the other powerless to be born. Traditional education all over the country is affected, especially English literature. People are not joining courses enough. In many states, it is very bad. Departments have closed down. Many colleges are closing down. It will affect all states Because people want, what is the main thing in NEP and the world today? People want skill-based education, not academic education. Not traditional academic education focusing on humanities. Humanities will be affected because we don't have to study all the literature and all. Why should we do it? Let us go for something professional. So that means jobs will decrease. People will still need language, but traditional jobs will decrease. Many of us who may not be that great in anything, everybody is not that great in everything, will be pushed down. If we don't upskill ourselves, if we don't move along with the times, if we keep thinking in old ways, we will be pushed down. So people who are smart anyway. I mean, smart in every way, not only personality-wise. People with money, people with great language skills, people with research skills, people who can do things very fast, people with technological skills, and access to all the things. That means money again. Those people will anyway get the best out of everything that happens. But the other people who come to all the people who come to MKBU or even to my institute, even though they have to pay money, they are people who somehow make money and eagerly come to me because they have to survive. The richest people who don't care don't come to me because they don't care. They can anyways get there. So people who come to MKBU and to me are usually people who need to survive because of some reason, because 100% everything is not great. So we have to think about it, how to survive in this world. Even if you become a teacher, like again you learn from Dilip Bharat sir, even if you become an assistant professor or professor, you just don't teach. You need to do a lot of things. The first thing that he learned, I suppose, is technology. He picked up a lot of those skills and he imparted it. He made you write blogs and do various tech things because he was getting you ready for this changing world, like a visionary, right? So, this technology is also not a static thing. As soon as we somehow learn some technology, that has become outdated. New things have come. And it always includes money. To learn it, to get access to it, we need to pay. So, in a way, the entire world is moving to such a level that people without power, money, etc., can be crushed, no problem. Let the best, survive. That attitude, it's called a rightist attitude. Because of the burgeoning growth of capitalism, every ism has its good side and bad side. I am not a communist, even though I come from a communist state, because I am more an academic. I understand that communism has its problems, like capitalism has its problems. So, the flip side of capitalism is that it doesn't care for people who are not in the center. Now, what I'm trying to say is that even if you prepare for an academic career, that means a teaching career, you should definitely develop technological skills. You should definitely develop excellent writing skills, which is automatically getting done here a lot if you are studying here, I know. But that's not enough. Indian government is thinking that we are on par with, in some ways, I mean, not fully. They are pretending that we are on par with the best in the world or something. They're pretending. But the problem is that we are not. We are not. And to go to those standards to survive, we have to really work very, very hard. Improving writing skills, editing skills, communication skills at large, speaking confidently, impressively, effectively, That is not enough. You need to know marketing, because everything is marketed these days. You need to know marketing, you need to know public relations, you need to know media, how to manage it. People who are quiet, introverted, thinking that they are slow, etc., should wake up a little bit. It's okay to be yourself. We are a very inclusive world also now. It's okay to be yourself, but in your own way, without completely destroying your personality. You should find ways of fitting in. Otherwise, the world will move on fast, and things will not be okay for all of us. So when we do academic writing, I will give you tips. For example, you should take it to the extreme. You should do all of it. You already had sessions, I know. All the learning that you had, take it forward, practice a lot, get yourself published in great journals, Scopus. Try to put yourself out there. You should be published widely. Look at all the, trendy, great academics in India now. There are academics we often see from IITs. When I travel and go to conferences, etc., academics from IITs and central universities, academics from big universities, private universities. They are all people who are publishing a lot, giving lectures a lot, writing books after books after books. But coming from their circles, even though I am not one of them, I know a lot of them. They are also struggling. It is not easy for them either. They are trying left and right to keep afloat, and even then some of them are not getting what they wish for, what they deserve. So what will happen to us? This is the negative side I'm still talking about. So we have to take it very seriously. We have to do our best. We are like screws. Screw. Put it in the wrong context. If some screw is lying here, we'll put it in the garbage. Whereas a big machinery will completely shut down if it doesn't have that screw. That means if you are in the wrong place, you are garbage. You will struggle. You will have no value. The trick is to put yourself in the right place. You have to find your context. Where do I fit in with my personality, with my skills, with my knowledge? Where do I fit in? And this personality, knowledge, context might also include your family. Sometimes your families are conservative. They don't want you to do, adventurous things. Either you have to deal with it. Either you have to wait for your family to change, push them a little bit, make them understand, and they will change. Otherwise, within that structure itself, you will find a way of working and surviving and doing great things. Because this is a world where there is internet, and even sitting in your kitchen, you can still do amazing things. So be positive, be creative, have a growth mindset, and keep on looking for opportunities, using them, growing. Keep stock of your development. Okay, this year what I'm planning to do. So far, what have I achieved? First and foremost, be an impeccable manager. A manager of resources, a manager of your time, a manager of knowledge. We don't have time to just waste. Okay, you are sitting here for 1 or 2 days. Whatever takeaways you have, or you have been sitting here for more, I guess. Whatever takeaways you have, adapt it. How can I bring it into my life? Change it if necessary, adapt it, use it, and grow. As I said, even the most sought after professors are also fighting. I go to these book festivals. After this, on the 2nd, I am going to one book festival in Trivandrum only, and meeting some writers, interviewing them and all that. Why? Because they call me for 2-3 days. Today also I had one, I said I can't, I'm going to be. Tomorrow I had one, I said I can't. Why do they call me? Because I don't take time. Tomorrow you have to interview a writer from Somalia. Can you do it? I say I can. Because I try to be creative and I apply my existing knowledge and adapt it. And I am honest. If I say, I'm really ashamed to say that I have not yet read your books. I don't claim that I have read your books. But having come to know about you from my general reading online, I have a very few genuine and important questions that I'm sure our audience will appreciate as well. Can I ask you those questions? Like this, I will begin. Instead of pretending that I read, or be honest to yourself, show what you are, and be confident. That shows my confidence that I'm saying, I have not read your books, but still I'm interested in you. Wow. Oh, feeling they'll get. And I say, I'm really genuinely interested in your books now. I'm going to read them. And I'll make some post about them. Like that I'll say, and do it also. Right? So, Vallath, my company, is also changing accordingly. When people come to us for net, especially in the offline batch, in the online batch, I don't get hold over everyone because you're in your own spaces. Especially in the offline batch, we are starting with career orientations and guidance, and more importantly, actual one-on-one mentorship and internships. You should do a lot of internships across the world if you can. Look for volunteer work, internships, online. Even you will be amazed in UN, UNESCO, Google, Microsoft, etc. There are openings that we can do. Only because we are not searching for it and not applying for it, we are not getting it. So our plan is to make groups called career circles for each of these. We are going to train students in 9 verticals primarily. Writing and content creation, then editing and publishing, media and communication, corporate training, English language training, research and higher education, government exams, HR and management, and creative industries. And people can do mentorship. That means one-on-one, online, offline, both options are there. So in these career circles, we are going to introduce the opportunities that are out there. Big and small, lots of different opportunities. You know that we have 2 main streams after BA and MA. One is the academic exam-based stream, which we think is the higher one. Only if we don't get there, we will choose the other stream. The other stream is industry and skill-based. But stop thinking that academic and exam-based is the only real option. Develop your skills, get industry experience. Even if it starts small, it is okay. Because with that experience, you will learn a lot of things. You will create a network that will actually help you big time. The time is gone when you do one course, you get that job, and you sit in that job forever and retire from there. Not like that anymore. You have to do a lot of things, and whatever you do, luckily in NEP, will add up to your credits. Even if you are doing as students, internships in other departments, or you can even do internships with us. Right now we have 25 interns from different colleges and universities. Next month, 17 more are coming. We have like 50, 60 projects in the pipeline. So if you want, you can do internships with us or anybody. Find out. Do it. Rich portfolio you should build. Portfolio means evidence of your work. If you look at this book that I talked about and other books, I have brought one more book. So many books of ours are what students have made. So I have made a book, which is very important because when you go for interviews, unless you already know the people and they want you, there will always be people who are better than you with more qualifications, etc. So that is a very dangerous thing. So build your portfolio, rich portfolio, which is like a CV but with evidence. You should be able, almost like a website. If you click here, you can see my writing. If you click here, you can see the book. If you click here, you can see testimonials. Like that, if you can, amazing, real portfolio. So do all this. Only then you will have a great career from now on. It is not going to be very easy. It is a myth that I don't know enough. I can't do all this. My family is not like that. All these are myths because things change. Things change. If you silently and steadily work, families will change, your situation will change, everything will change. So keep on doing it. Another thing, you are all people who, coming to net before this, you are all people who are here to listen to me talk about net and set also. There are many people across the country these days who think net is not important. Because even if you pass net, you are not getting a job easily, as before, people think. I would completely, from my experience, I would completely reject that opinion. Because, one, net is the highest exam in our discipline. Foreign universities are coming, as you know. They have already established their campuses. And very soon, people will be joining foreign universities. They will be calling for teaching, vacancies. They'll be calling for applications and things like that. So, passing the highest exam in your country will really be a credibility passport for you. You will be able to show that I am good at my subject because I've passed the national level exam. Net, as I will show you later today, is not impossible to pass. And unlike what you might think, I would say it has become even more easier to pass. I will tell you why. Not now, but later. Because, in a nutshell, if I put it, till now, all questions were memory-based or fact-based. You had to remember everything. Only then you can pass. Now, when it is more analytical, based on reading and understanding, cognition and critical thinking, if you develop that skill, there are clues in the question that will help you to pass. There are techniques that they employ to make questions. If you understand those techniques, you will be able to crack them also, which is what I'm going to tell you later on. So, it is not difficult. You should write net. Do not think that only some people from some places, etc., clear net. We are okay with G set. No, clear net. You can get JRF, which means getting a few more questions right. It is because of your lack of persistent, relentless pursuit of it that maybe it is evading you. Do not give up. Do it until you pass, because it's that important. These days, many of my students are coming back to me and saying they got corporate jobs because they have net. And also some people got increment because they have net. Students come back and tell me. That's how I know. So it is very important to clear net itself with JRF if you can. Do not give up, right? So these are the few things that I wanted to tell you to start with. Now let us go into academic writing. When do you have a break? What is the time for the break? Until then, continuously I teach.
If you want, you can for 5 minutes. If you want.
No, I don't want now. Maybe after some more time. Because you will be bored and tired.
Yeah. So today we are going to talk about academic writing, which is a skill. which is not a talent, it is a skill. Nobody is born with academic writing skills. Everybody acquires it. It is not a test of your intelligence either. I'm not very intelligent, so I can't do great academic writing is a myth. It is just practice, learning, like driving or anything that is skill-based. In reality, academic writing means way in which you think. You are thinking in a certain way. You are applying proof of your thinking. And that thinking starts with a question. Then you provide details, illustrate it, and then you conclude. People who naturally think like that, some people are very rational, they think like that naturally, might find it easier. Otherwise, you have to sit down and learn it, that's all. When I teach theorists and read about them, I find that even Michel Foucault, Gayatri Spivak, Pierre Bourdieu, people like that, Derrida, they also did not say their best ideas at first. They kept changing, they kept revising, they rewrote their own ideas. So we are also in the same track. Who knows, some of you might turn out to be like Michel Foucault or Gayatri Spivak, if you try well enough. One advantage that they had is that they studied in the West, or they had that kind of exposure. They were living at the right time in Paris, etc. But doesn't really matter. We have our own advantages. All of us have had a certain education and upbringing, but now, if you change yourself, that is also enough. You don't really have to go anywhere to get that kind of training. For example, you might be aware, there are lectures from by Yale professors on YouTube. You can get Yale, Harvard, Oxford kind of exposure by continuously being in the right places online. If you curate the excellent videos and keep watching them, thinking like them, imitating that kind of thinking, learning and doing it yourself, then you can get there. Right? So, academic writing is about thinking in the right way, which suddenly we can't do. You have to learn from someone. And it is not enough to just attend a workshop. You have to take an effort to learn every day, if possible, continuously, through the right videos of great professors, Western professors. Because academic is generally a Western kind of looking at it. Once I had the good fortune to go to the US to attend a conference on disability. I made a paper which would be very much appreciated here. But then I found that their way of thinking and argument is totally different. It is, a whole world, new world in itself, how they are thinking. And here everybody would appreciate, wow, how did you do it, kind of things people usually say about my lectures. But there I was like, oh my God, what are they saying? I don't understand, etc. So it happens. I mean, nobody is the best. It's because of the context, right? So but still we have to learn. We have to grow and improve ourselves. So academic writing is a kind of interpretation. It is a way of thinking where you should try to bring in some originality, something that is new. If not a new thought, it can be a new way in which you connect ideas. For example, once I was asked to deliver a lecture on sublimity. and very high-fi professors and all are there who are cut above the rest. So I thought, how will I write a paper and impress them? Sublimity, I mean, it was a theoretical conference, and a lot of big advanced ideas other people were doing. We were all assigned, and I was assigned a very basic sublimity concept. So I wanted to do it in such a way that is impressive. So I did research, and I found out a book called Contemporary Sublime. I got the book, and I found that contemporary sublime means, you know sublimity, right? Longinus. Contemporary sublime means creating that feeling of sublimity through technology. Like when you're on a roller coaster, you feel the sublime, because you are challenging the limitations of the human. You are falling and moving at a speed in a manner that an ordinary human being cannot move through the help of technology. In Hollywood movies, you see a race, and you know, a human being cannot ride like this. So that also creates sublimity. I talked about sublimity, and I devoted the last 15 minutes to contemporary sublime, and I brought in theories and new age media examples. Until then, people were like, okay, sleeping, sublimity, we know. At the end, that little creative touch made the entire difference. They were like, wow, we never thought of that. And I very creatively brought in many ideas, and I was definitely one of the speakers who made the most impact because of that touch. That is a learning for me also, for us. You don't have to do amazing original things all the time. But in whatever you do, bring in a touch of newness, which is very easy now because of AI and internet. Because from AI and the internet, you get ideas. I am giving a lecture. You have to tell ChatGPT or Gemini, I am giving a lecture on sublimity. I want to do it in such a way that I can connect it with new ideas, with the new society. I want to bring in examples from contemporary life. How can I do that? Maybe it will not tell you directly. Again read, again Google search in different ways. And then you will get some idea. And then you ask ChatGPT. And then you will get that doable thing which you should do. I gave that lecture many years ago, before AI. Today I'm sure it will be very easy. Right? So, academic writing, no, I will tell you. Academic writing is something that can be really managed with practical strategies. I am a person who doesn't just talk theory. Practically, how can you change it? And you learn it only through writing. Only through actually being there. You can't just sit and learn academic writing and then start it. It is not possible. You have to start writing today. Write a paper. Write at least a blog. And eventually write a book. Plan your book now itself. You know why I got here now? Because I started planning when I was doing my MA. I had a pretty good idea of where I am going, what I should do. I was sure that I should write papers. I was sure that I should develop a comprehensive material in English literature that anybody can use. I was sure that I had to change all the negative things in our education system so that people can learn easily and love the subject. And those ideas never changed. I kept relentlessly pursuing them. So plan as early as possible if you want to do something, achieve something, at least when you're 40 or 50. That kind of planning you should have. It is not enough if you have planning for now. Plan ahead and keep on getting there. And in no time, you will be the best. That is how you should plan your career. You should have a long-term plan. It's okay right now if you're struggling. It's okay if you're not there yet. But keep going, keep going, keep going. Like the running race, many people will fall off. You should be there till the end. Like that you should go. And your breaks will come. Things will change. Now can you change the slide, please? Yeah. Now this is about adopting the correct mindset. I will tell you, okay, when you should change. Getting organized and then starting writing. As I said just now, you have to start writing, which is not very easy. Sometimes you get the writer's block, sometimes you don't know what to write. Let us not have a fixed mindset to start with. Let us not think, I can't write, I don't have ideas, I don't know what to write. Don't get those thoughts. Avoid those thoughts. Realize that people who start writing will not write the best. They will be weak in the beginning, and it is a weak idea that becomes strong. Right? As I told you, Spivak and Bourdieu and others did not, if you read about them, you'll know, they did not suddenly one day write their best books that we know now. It took them years. All the theorists became theorists only when they were pretty old. Right? In the beginning, they were assisting, they were learning, they were trying. It happened like that. And that is the nature of academics. Anything in academics is slow. It doesn't happen very fast. If it happens fast, it might not last. Right? So it is okay if you are slow. In the beginning, your topic might be vague. For example, post-colonial reading of British fiction or identity in British fiction. It is not a topic. It's weak. In the past, people used to write theses and all in such topics. But it's okay. Start like that. Read about it. Find out authors. Find out more ideas. Think about it. Make a mind map. Get things organized. Learn as you go along. Every new topic is a new experience. Just because I have written about 10 topics already, that doesn't mean 11th topic is easy for me. There also I have to think deeply, but the mechanism of writing will become easier. You will know, okay, next I have to do this, I have to think like this, like that. What you should do is to start writing. When you start writing, you cannot write the final research paper. You have to do free writing. You will just write down your thoughts, bring in more ideas, change it. If you use AI as an assistant to give you ideas, which I will talk about, and how to use AI also I'll talk about. It is very useful because your ideas will open up, your mind will open up, you'll get new connections. But from day one, you should start writing. Identity in British fiction, the original thought you had, will become something like I made a topic as an example. How do contemporary British novels represent belonging as an ongoing negotiation rather than a stable identity? I wrote this topic now because I'm going to make a presentation at the Academic Staff College at University of Madras on a similar area. They asked me to do a 3-hour lecture for professors. 3-hour lecture, oh my God, and online. I said, I can't come, I don't have time. And how will I keep them for 3 hours? So I said, what is the topic? They said, contemporary British literature. Everything is left to me. So, because I wrote encyclopedia, that is why they gave me British literature. So I thought, okay. I thought about British literature, read a little bit, divided it into 4 areas. So I can have this 3 hours can be divided into 4 areas with breaks in between and interaction in between. I divided it like that. And the main theme is this. How does contemporary literature represent belonging to Britain? People are there in Britain, writing about Britain, right? But it is an ongoing association, negotiation. They are in conflict with the idea of Britain. They are not easily accepting everything. It is continuously being made. How does it reflect in writers who write about multicultural identities, the writers who write about gender, like that, in a very academic manner? I changed it. And I made a long presentation of 20 pages. But it is broken up with interaction in between. So that is what the latest academic writing that I have done. I will tell you the title. Contemporary, now it is titled like this: Contemporary British Literature, Text, Territory and the Ethics of Reading. Good. The professor of University of Madras, she told me, wow, this really looks good. She told me. But it started with contemporary British literature. Okay? I looked at the real situation. Okay, I have this much time. I have these many people. It is online. How do I keep it engaged? So I have to divide up 3 hours. I planned like that. I identified 4 segments. And then I wrote like 4 papers that it is. And also I made it more interactive. I planted a lot of questions with subtopics so that they can think about. I will say, okay, tell me in the chat box. Every 20 minutes I will say some interactive thing. Like that I planned, and it is my academic writing done. Got it? So it is in understanding, from this example you'll know, it is in understanding the requirement and the situation and the topic that the trick of academic writing lies. And you will get it only when you plunge into it and read about it also. Can we have the next slide? When we talk about the mindset, many people have a fixed mindset, right? That fixed mindset, feeling like I already know. I will know first and then only I will write. These are wrong. You don't, even if you're a great scholar, you still have to read, think, research, only then you can write. Secondly, after finishing reading and understanding, we can't write. We have to read as we write. When we start writing, write the first paragraph, write the first page, change it, read again. That is the way in which we can really reach a level where everybody will appreciate your writing. How many of you here have a fixed mindset? How many of you read a lot and then only you can write? Nobody. You start writing first and then read. How many of you, okay, how many of you get that feeling of fear? Writing, I don't know, I can't do it, I don't know how to do it. How do you feel like, how many of you feel like that? Me. Very good, yeah. But then you take the baby steps. You start. How many of you are writing something now, a paper or something? Wow, many are. When you plan to write, first you make an outline and then read, then you write something, then read, fill it in, then write something, and then very importantly, as you have almost finished, you should rewrite it. And very soon it will become very fast. In the beginning it was very difficult, but then it becomes easier. Right? And all the papers that you write at the beginning may not be great. It doesn't matter. Don't feel bad. My paper is very bad. I'm never going to write again. I did not get appreciated. Sometimes you will be browbeaten. You will be asked questions and you will not know how to answer. It's okay. That's how everybody learned. Right? So we should have a growth mindset. How many of you really want to plan and write a book? Yes. How many of you have an idea for a book? Okay, tell us. This is the time when you should tell us.
If you want to. Will be revealed. If you don't want to reveal, it's okay. If you want to tell us, it will be good to hear.
Hello, ma'am. I would like to write a practical guide for drama to teach in literature classroom for English teachers. Because I am working on it.
You always loved drama more than fiction?
Probably yes.
Act?
Yes. I act and sometimes mentor the team.
When you say practical guide for drama, do you also bring in performance?
Yes. Basically, I am working on bridging the gap between literature classroom and theater. So I am taking
Extend performance. Amazing. Yeah, I know. I've met her before.
Actually, ma'am, we are doing these experiments in here only in this department. We have one text, Final Solutions by Mahesh Dattani, and we are acting some scenes, selected scenes for students.
Brilliant.
Wow, I'm glad you talked about it. Anybody else wants to talk about their book? Please.
Hello, ma'am. So, as you said, that when you want to teach something in 140 or 50, so you have to plan for it. So, in future, I want to be a fiction writer. So, I think my book.
Thank you. I think my book would be like a mystery and thriller and crime fiction kind of a book. So, yeah. Yes, I read. I try to read as much as I can.
Do you think you'll be copying
Some from what you've read?
I think inevitably, I think without trying and unconsciously, I might copy Sherlock Holmes because he's my favorite.
Right. I thank you for that honest answer. I think when you write your first book, there will be some inadvertent copying. But then you might crack the code, anxiety of influence. Then you might crack the code and develop a new stream of writing by itself. Yeah. Great. It's very important to have clarity on these things. Even if it may or may not work out sometimes, still you should have clear ideas. I want to do that. That really means a lot. Okay. Anybody else who wants to share? Yeah. We want to hear everybody's.
So now in this contemporary times, we can see psychology and even literature intertwined together. And I am very fond of poetry. So I'm thinking about publishing a book in the later future about the psychological aspects into my own poetry. I have written a few poetry as well. So I'm thinking of compiling them and publishing them later in the future in a book.
Write a study of your poetry.
Yeah. Study as well and my own poetry into it in that way.
That's a new kind of book.
Yeah.
A book of poems by a person, and that person is writing about those poems itself in the same book. I've never seen a book like that.
So I'm thinking about it. Still there are many steps to go, but yeah.
It is like a book that brings together creative and critical
Yeah.
writing.
Yes, yes.
Right, great. Who is next? I just wanted to save time. Anybody else who wants to speak about their book? Come on, we want to hear about your book. Okay, pass the mic to him, and while
So I have an idea of writing a book on the Eastern combination of Eastern and modern ancient epics, and the story combining and then take place in the modern time.
2 time periods?
Yeah. And the character would be the ancient mythological and historical characters.
They have like counterparts in the modern time.
like that already? No?
No. I think
Which one?
Such we have retelling.
Yeah, retelling.
this is
but not the
I-
combination of Eastern and Western.
I have never come across anything like that. So good. Yeah. Then
Ma'am, I would like to write a collection of short stories for kids. I love children's literature too much.
huh? Me too. I did my research. I started doing my research on children's literature only. But then I switched to children's films, and that is how I
Me
got.
too.
That is how I got scholarship to go to Canada. And I finished my work there. I have two supervisors, here and there. That's brilliant. What is your topic?
uh, Probably for the student who are like for uh, just I want to write for entertainment for the kids in very simple language as they understand. I'm not much into complexity. I just don't like complex things. Keep it simple, short, and like
Already have, but you should work on how to make it contemporary so that, either the style or storytelling or something that will make it different so that people would want it. Something totally innovative.
yeah, I
Try
have
a.
already written few short stories, but किसी को दिखाया नहीं मेरे तक
Ha,
ही
ha,
है.
ha. Maybe, integrate it with the photographs or videos or. Ha.
Yeah, like graphic novels and
Yeah,
everything.
maybe. Just thinking aloud.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, great. Glad that somebody is thinking about children too. Is it going to be moral stories?
No, not much like for the kids that they is it will be more moral concept and didactics form in somewhere, but not
Yeah,
everywhere.
got it, got it, got it.
Sometimes it's become like
There is a forever demand for children's books and all because parents will always make them read anyway.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay, thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Can you pass her the mic?
I want to write two novels, not novels exactly. One is a fiction and one is religion one. So in that, and first one, I want to write about a woman who is an only child and she wants to pursue her career as a scientist. And then she fall in love, and then she struggles a lot in society, Indian society, religion differences, and then still she pursues her career. Like there are many novels, there are many writers who has written about that. But yeah, I want to add this. And the another one I want to write about Krishna, and that's Coffee with Krishna. So in that I want to add Gita with psychology. I want to mix up both the things. Like when youngsters are reading that, they can understand Gita easily. So yeah.
Wow, I never thought of mixing psychology with Gita. Isn't it amazing? Please go ahead and do all this. You can just pass it. Go ahead and do all these things. Yeah, your mic is coming.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
I think everyone here is quite clear, but I wouldn't call that I'm writing. I'm very like in infant phase writer. So I have only written 2 short stories, which are published on my blog. So I'm not clear about genre which I'm going to work on, but I'm clear about the fact that I'm going to work on short story. Whenever I get time, I'll write. And I want to write a cliffhanger ending. No, I want to keep my readers wondering about the ending. I will not give clarity that what is going to happen. But at the end, when they finish, I want to have them go crazy over the ending. So all stories should be cliffhangers. That is what I'm clear about.
Do you like cliffhangers?
Yes, yes.
Me too.
Because I'm doing a research scholar here, and I'm working on Haruki Murakami, and his novels are quite much like that. So it will make you go mad and crazy. That why he's writing like that, and I want to have that effect on my reader as well.
Okay. Right. So to play with the reader and give the reader certain experience is good. Thank you for sharing that. So that's all? No more writers here?
Hello.
She got.
Uh, Actually, I am a published co-author in more than 25 anthologies and a co-compiler of one anthology called At the Age of Desire. I have there no poems and short story, micro tales. I have one concept of romantic fiction in my mind that I want to work on. There are two characters that I am working on. Yet I was, offered one opportunity to write a web series script. Unfortunately, I could not complete it on time, so it remained there. But the character was inspired, as you asked, that is why I am telling it here. The character was inspired from one of the Turkish series, Kal Patishi, the Elur Erdem's character. And I want to work upon the solidity of feminine characters in my novel.
Sure, you'll become very famous as a writer.
Thank you, ma'am.
Already you are in the path. All the best. Great. You should try to, now you should work towards awards,
Yes.
take part in competitions.
Yes. This rewriter competition, I just like to step into the proper criteria and to perform well.
Yeah, because in both academic writing and creative writing, it is very important to get recognized. If you are to excel in
academic writing, you should be invited to do keynote lectures, to publish. You should reach that level. You should work towards that level, making networks, knowing the right people, putting yourself in the right place, volunteering at first, and then eventually making such an impact that you will be invited. It works like that, both creative writing and academic writing. And there are agents in literature who will really help you with it. When we go to book fests, when I go to the parties and all along with the book fests, I see that writers are desperately, either flirting with the agents or somehow trying to impress them. Big writers whom we admire are cringing and pleading with the, literary agents. I see that. It's difficult for them. It's not easy for them. Yeah. Okay, so we don't have to go to that level, but we can't be out of the race if you want to. It is important to get recognized and eventually get awards, Sahitya Academy Award and things like that. Yeah. We should move towards that. Okay, now I'll give you another interesting idea. Can we move the slide? Yeah. Have you heard of the zone of proximal development? It is a very important idea of Vygotsky. Vygotsky is the big shot in psychology and ELT and all that we study. When you do B.Ed, you study Vygotsky. Vygotsky believed in social constructionism theory. That means everything is constructed by the society. Our knowledge is constructed by the society. The idea of zone of proximal development is crucial for academic writing. As I told you just now, it is not necessary to understand the theorists completely before writing about them, because understanding emerges through writing. I already said that idea. That idea is here. What I can do on my own and what I can learn with help. In that intersection lies the zone of proximal development. Some areas will be beyond your reach now. Doesn't matter. This will grow and this will grow and this will grow. This blue, dark blue center will grow. This pale blue will also grow. This will shrink. The last dark blue will shrink. Right? So it is natural. You should always work in the zone of proximal development. Do not just keep doing what you already know, what you have already done. You should move a little outside here and always work there. For example, you know some theories about Foucault, for example. Foucault is a little scary for beginners. What all did Foucault say? I can't understand Foucault when I read him. Things like that you might feel. But Challenge yourself. Move. This is your comfort zone. Move out of your comfort zone and talk about Foucault when you write. Try to read a little more. Try to apply in your work. I'm just giving an example. So that by doing, you'll learn more. One day, like it happened with me, you will give a lecture on Foucault. It always happens with me like that. Whenever somebody calls me for a lecture,
I already have done so much. I already know these areas. Sorry. I already know these areas. I will say I will do something here. Little more I will have to learn, but not too much. And then this is growing. This center is growing. Always plan like that. When you present
papers, don't
go and do something here. Do only here. You understand what I mean? Related things so that
this will
grow. Many times I feel, I see people choosing a topic and then next paper they are writing is something totally different. You know, in this 1 week,
I have given 4 lectures on similar topics. And today my greatest area of interest is learning ecosystems. Where within the gamut of learning, students and learning methods, everything should become self-sufficient, interconnected, learning ecosystems. So I will bring in that a little bit here also, everywhere, because then for every lecture I am reading a little more, I am growing. When you do, if you are interested in feminist theory, keep on doing papers related to different aspects, so that ultimately that can become a book. All your papers together can become a book on feminist theory. Many professors do that. Right? That is how zone of proximal development helps us. If you are interested in diaspora and post-colonialism, what are the different topics that you can present papers on, generally speaking? You can write a paper on multiculturalism as an idea. You can write a paper on experience of immigrants depicted in certain writers like Zadie Smith or somebody. You can write a paper on the relationship between post-colonial writers and their native cultures or something, how Indian writers have expressed Sanskritic traditions in their diasporic works, for example. Ultimately, all these papers together will become part of a bigger picture. The next idea I want to talk to, can we, what is written here? One moment. I forgot to read this, from Vygotsky. The distance between the actual developmental level
as determined by individual problem solving and the level of potential development as determined through problem solving under adult guidance, he's talking about children, or in collaboration with more capable peers. That is the zone of proximal development. The distance between the actual developmental level determined by individual problem solving. That means you have determined a certain level, and also the level where you can do things with help. That distance is called zone of proximal development. That is how he defined it. Thank you. Next, please. Right. Second idea I want to tell you when you do academic writing is community
of practice. Community of practice is also something very important these days. Groups of people who share a concern of a passion for something they do and learn how to do it better as they interact regularly. For example, we are a community of practice. We are talking about similar things. You research scholars should all get together, talk about new learnings that you've had, new theories that you have come across. Online, there are networks that you can be part of. What are people talking about? If you're interested in children's literature, become part of online children's literature platforms. What are people writing across the world? How is this discipline developing? What are the conferences happening? You should be connected with the community of people who are doing similar things on a regular basis so that you are updated in your understanding of your discipline. That is also extremely important. Automatically, if you're part of community of practice, you will grow. 3 components are required. 1, the domain should be the same. Same domain. The community, how people are interacting, sometimes it may not be very nourishing. Move out, find another community, that's all. And lastly, the practice. Lev and Wenger, those are the people who originally talked about it. Now, if you examine literary theory that we study, you will see that so many great ideas came from the community of practice. The biggest example is the CCCS. Raymond Williams and Stuart Hall and others, E.P. Thompson, they developed all their ideas and books from the Center for Contemporary Culture Studies, which functioned as a community of practice. So the idea is you should participate in that community, talk about it, talk about things yourself, learn from others, interact. That is very important. So writing ultimately has a social angle. If you just sit in your room and write, it is not the way you write these days. It is no longer the new thing. You have to communicate, you have to discuss. That is the next thing that I wanted to say. Situated learning, that is their famous book. Legitimate peripheral participation. Situated learning. Get to know these ideas. Situated learning, situated knowledges. Donna Haraway talked about situated knowledges. That means knowledge is not on an ivory tower anymore. It should be rooted in our experience and society. That is the meaning of situated knowledge. It should be part of our society. It should be based on our experiences and society. That is a very important idea these days. Okay, next please. Right. Now, finding your voice. Academic writing is not about sounding very sophisticated. Like some of you yourself said, it is okay to be simple. It is not necessary to be very complex. Okay? It is, when I went abroad to the US and found that they are all speaking in a very jargon-like, a complicated manner, I thought I am not going again ever to present a paper. I will learn from them by listening to videos and all. But I am not interested in that kind of presentation. I want simple things where people can understand and learn and collaborate. That is my style. So I found my voice. That is another thing. That I'm not saying that is bad, but that's not my thing. Right? So academic voice is not about sounding very complicated and sophisticated. It is about clarity. And what clarity? Positional clarity. Where you position yourself, where you are, that matters. Some people position themselves in disability learning, which is the simplest. No complication there. It is very simple and situated learning. Right? We are doing a lot of that in Kerala. We do mentorships for people with learning disability. Our students work there. All our students after their NET course, they do internships with us. Learning disability internships are one main thing we do. We do mentorship for autism students and all. And that is such hands-on skill development for us. Right. So when you do sociological studies, for example, choose topics in such a way that you can be there. You can be there, visit, not just read from books. Yesterday when I was traveling to Ahmedabad, I read a book, not completely, but on the flight. I got it on the flight. It gave me it was an opening up into such a new topic. We all know about public art. Like your head of the department's room is having some artwork. Across Ahmedabad, when I was looking at Ahmedabad, so much on the streets, in Bhavnagar also. Everywhere. In Trivandrum, Ernakulam, everywhere we have these days. On the walls, And the book that I read was about airports as the new museums. All airports. Yesterday I was counting. I have been to 42 airports. in all the 42 airports, I have seen amazing artworks done by actual artists with certain purposes. There were so many pictures. It is an Air India booklet that I read. That is an amazing research topic. If you are a person who can travel, maybe for professors who are already getting grant from the government, etc., that is a very great idea to write papers. So if you want, you can get there. If suppose you're an artist and you want to do things like that, first thing you need to do is get into a government job. And no, it is not, I'm not saying it negatively, as a positive thing. I'm not saying they're exploiting it. You have to travel, to so many places, only then you can do this, right? And in order to travel, obviously you need grants, otherwise you can't spend all that money. So if you aim to do it, okay, I'm going to do this project in the next 5 years. First, I have to pass this exam, then I have to get that job, then I have to go into a position where I'll write a lot about art and convince the department and my university that I can do it, and then I will take it up as a UGC major project or something. Right? And you could make a network and get invited for lectures. It is possible. Oh my God, the artwork in airports. Because airports are showcasing their own culture to the tourists. So it's a very important idea of visuality. How do you represent your culture to the world? What angle do you represent? For example, in New York, I have not been there, there is a hanging, please come. There is a hanging, suspended sculpture with, I don't know how many, 350 pictures. All pictures are of the New York sky at different times of the day. Only New York sky. And there are, metal things and so many other things and pictures. It's like a globe. I thought, wow, what an idea. Like that, so many things. So you have to plan, put yourself out there, identify topics, find yourself, find what you can do. What is that amazing thing you can do? Where can I position myself? You have to plan it. Think of Edward Said, for example. I was thinking of who are the positioned writers. Edward Said wrote everything about his identity and his culture, his situation. There are so many women who do that, Dalits who do that. They keep writing about themselves academically and become great theorists. Even autograph fiction, something like that is there. Autograph fiction, yeah. That means writing about your autobiography, your geography, your place, yourself, and fiction. Fictionalizing all this. So situated learning, situated knowledge, situated writing, these are very contemporary things that are important. I forgot to say one thing, I don't take sugar. I want sugar free. I don't need anything, it's okay. I don't actually want. Will you somebody drink this? No, I didn't speak about this. Finding our position and voice. Our point of view, audience expectations, these should meet in your writing. What you can do, what you experience, what you know, it should meet with what the audience wants. That is the formula for a great writer. The structure of the writing that you do should be a combination of these two. When you read theory, interpret it in such a way that it can be applied to your understanding and situations. That is very important. Don't just mug up theory and did you drink it? Suppose when you get rejected, it will really give you insight into what are your mistakes, how can I change it. Don't get dejected. It's okay to be rejected, but then find out how can you improve, how can you apply these things better. Emotionally, you have to manage a lot when you write. So this is a very important idea, that balance. Okay, next please. Emotional aspects of scholarly writing.
What are your feelings about writing? Is it positive or negative? Randomly, some people say. Positive. Did you learn a lot in the previous days? Yes, that's why I'm not going into all those aspects. I'm sure some of these ideas may not be said by those men who taught you. Now, what are your negative feelings about writing? Do you write easily?
What happens, ma'am? Sometimes we have ideas in our mind, but when we try to put in words, we don't justice with our ideas in words.
Sometimes we have ideas, and when we try to put it in words, we don't do justice to our ideas. Do you all agree? How many people agree with this? Me too sometimes. That is a natural thing. That is the very problem with language. You have ideas, but you don't know how to put it in words. So how do you overcome it? Do you ever try to make an outline first? Do you try to make a mind map first? Yes. And does it get better when you do it every time?
Repetition makes it.
It does definitely gets better, doesn't it? And in the beginning, you don't know anything, you have no clue how to do it. But then you look at how other people have done, you learn, and then you do it, and you check with your professor or somebody. And then slowly, it will become better and better. Now I have reached a stage, I have, I don't know, hundreds
of places I have lectured at. Now I have reached a space where before giving a talk or writing a paper, I need like 3 or 4 hours. I will quickly make an outline, get an idea, then I will fill it in, then I will, connect it, and it works well, right? So mind mapping is a very good idea. Mind mapping is an outline itself of your thoughts. When you feel very excessive about your reading, I read too many things, I don't know where to stop, I can't keep track of what I have read, immediately you should make a mind map of what you have read. You should write it, and these days there are mind mapping tools. Tech tools are also there. So even normal ChatGPT is also good. Just speak your mind out to it. Say everything. One day one of my students was saying, ChatGPT is such a good partner. Because always, whatever you say, always that positive response. Excellent! Right. So, speak your mind out. I have these ideas. I don't know how to structure it. It will give you a plan. And then based on that, you can work. These days, it's not a challenge at all. If you think that your argument is elusive and it is not clear enough, always you can use it. And the integration in writing between different texts and theories and themes and also socio-political context, that is what you should always focus on. Keep on writing all this in front of you, connecting it, weaving it in, then it will get better and better. There is another idea that I can give you. Next, please. You can write your challenges on a chart like this. Make a chart. What are my feelings about writing this paper? What are my challenges? What are the things that I need to improve on? Keep a journal for that writing task. It really helps me. I am not clear about this. I don't know how to connect these two ideas. I don't have examples for this. I don't know if this is right. And once you spell it out in your journal, it will become easier and clearer for you. You will know what to eliminate, okay, what to read more on. It will become easier. That is a very practical thing that I do, and it really helps me. Next, please. Now, I was going to tell you about what we know about writing. We are successful when we write. Till now we agreed. You have to start writing to be successful. We are successful when we read to write. This is a recap of what we said. We are successful when we share and talk about writing in the community of practice. We are successful when we have support despite rejection. You will be rejected, you will not come out well, but still you should go on writing. We are successful when we pursue our passion. It should be situated, it should be connected to what you know, what your life is like, and we communicate it successfully with our audience. Now, I was going to say, I'm going to tell you something which is called reverse planning. You got an idea, you got a topic. Can I see the next slide? Before this, I don't think I put a slide for that. You have got an idea for a research paper, and or a thesis or a dissertation. Instead of starting from the beginning, you start from the end. That is called reverse planning. Okay, my topic is this. It should have these chapters, which we all do in the proposal itself. It should have these chapters, and these chapters should have a structure like this. And only in all these things, maybe your guide also will help you do. And then finally, you reach a level when you fill in the details. Thank you very much. You can put the plate also, I guess. Huh? Give me a plate. Otherwise it will fall. Yeah. Otherwise it will fall. So, when we reverse plan, we will know which authors should, even if you don't know anything, no problem. Still, find out objectively what writers should go into these chapters, what theories should go into these chapters, and then micro ideas, everything you plan, and then with general reading, and then start reading in depth from here. Did you understand? That way, everything will get done very fast. Instead of, I don't have a plan, many people tell me this, I don't have a plan, I have a topic, chapter division and all, I have not started, but I'm just reading. What are you reading then? Don't read like that. You should get the plan first. It's like going to a place. I'm going to Bhavnagar, but I don't have a plan. I'm just walking in one direction. Will I reach Bhavnagar? Like that. Okay? So, as you write, what do you do? As you read like this, what do? You don't write the chapter, but you do free writing. Whatever you have read, you will write. And parts of what you have written might become your chapter later. Do not avoid writing. As you read, you should write. Next slide, please. So, this is how you get started. I just told you how to get started. In order to discover the concepts, in order to delve into the theories, start free writing. After planning like this, reverse planning, okay, I have this topic. It should have 4 sections, like I did my British literature thing. Talk about British literature for 3 hours, okay, contemporary. So, I have 3 hours. I can divide it into 4 areas. Each area should have these authors. I thought like this. This theme, each area should have this theme. Each area, for this theme, I should take these authors. I did not know some of those authors. But I Googled and found out, okay, these are the major authors in this area. I cannot leave them out because they are major. Then I found out their major works. I planned everything and then I started reading about them. Some I already knew. some I had to read. So it became easy. No confusion. And I started writing freely. I made this writing, this writing, this writing, and then connection was not there, so I changed and connected. Tuck. In a few hours, I got it done. Right? And because I am busy and traveling, I could not devote more time, so I did one thing. I copied, pasted parts, and then I colored it to show that this is not mine. And then I sat and read it. And then I wrote down points from my reading and my interpretation, and I deleted the colored part. Did you get the idea? What I didn't know, I copied, pasted, because it has to be there, but I still don't know. So I copied, pasted, and colored it to show that this is not mine. And then I read what is there. I read extra. While I was reading, I read extra. And so micro research I did in that part only. And then keeping the colored section, I made my own notes, ideas, I brought in some other theories, etc. Then deleted this. So it became mine. So free writing really helps. Okay, next. Wait. How I get started, I told you. How can I get organized, I told you. Setting some goals. Within that big project, you can set micro goals. I'm going to read about this writer. Some writers I didn't get material. It was not possible to read. I deleted. And I'll honestly say this writer is also there, but because I don't know about this writer, I'm not including this writer. But you should read about him. I can say that. Next, please. Mind map. You can take a picture if you want. I have already talked about mind map. I have given 3 ideas for mind maps.
Problem, gap, question map. Problem. What is the problem? What do you already know? What is a gap? What is missing here? That is a gap. And what question can responsibly emerge from this gap? What is the question that you can ask about the gap? If you think these 3 questions, you will be able to create a mind map. Or this you can think. Theories that define or contest the concept. You get a concept. You get a concept like Black Atlantic, for example. Black Atlantic. Are there any theories that define the concept? Other theories? Or, for example, when I was doing my British literature thing, in between I talked about people who are, very poor and working class people, how they are depicted, how the immigrants feel like outcasts, like in reluctant fundamentalist or that other word, Buddha of suburbia, etc. So I applied the term homo sacer there. Giorgio Agamben has talked about homo sacer, Homosacer. Homo sacer means a man whom the state can kill, who is nobody. Homo sacer means nobody, very poor, very low, that kind of people. So I thought of homo sacer, defining the concept. What are the works? How can I apply this concept here? And what are the methods that writers have employed to bring in the idea of homo sacer in the works? What kind of characters and situations have they created? I thought like that. So I went from concept to theory to the method. I looked at the concept, I looked at the theory which contains the concept, and then I developed a writing on the method that writers employed to bring in the idea. So I thought like this, it became very easy. One more slide, please. Yeah, last is a chapter logic map. That is what I said first. What chapters are needed to write about this concept? What evidence belongs to each chapter? What should go into each chapter? What literature must appear? Where should it appear? Where should I quote? Like that you make a plan and then fill in the plan with your reading and writing. That also gives your writing a great structure. Next, please. Free writing brings out your ideas before theory formalizes it. You can apply theory on your writing. You first think thoughts, ask questions, and then you can look for the theories. Later, when you read theory, you are testing, refining, or resisting ideas that you have already had. For example, some people are very low in this society. They're like expendable. They're not even considered human. People just treat them like animals. Like that, you get a feeling that's so sad. And then you discover there is a theory for this called Homo sacer. And it is related to liquid modernity, for example. There are so many theories that can be applied. It is related to precarity, you understand. Precarious lives means lives that are very much on the edge. Nobody cares what happens to them. There are theories like precarity, vulnerability that Judith Butler and many others have talked about. So you come to those theories from this thinking. You understand the process? You don't have to start with the theory. You can start with your own thought and you'll feel so good about it. Honestly, write about what you think of this novel. Like a human being. Forget the theories. And your thoughts will lead you to theories. And those theories will lead you to methods. You understand? Free writing exposes the emotional and intellectual importance of your project, which is what good academic structure ultimately follows. Free writing exposes the emotional and intellectual importance of your project. Only when you write freely like that, you think freely like a human being about the characters. Only then you will understand why this project is important for you, where you are in that project. If you only get stuck with theories and not do free writing, you may not get that connection. I hope that's clear. Right. Is it helping you? Next, please. How to use AI assistance. I know you are good at it, but still.
What I do is, for example, contemporary British literature. Let me again take that example. Contemporary British literature. I have to do a 3-hour presentation on it. I thought of everything that I knew from my encyclopedia and reading about it and other lectures. I opened all my notes. The notes that I made for encyclopedia, I looked at the authors, I looked at other lectures that I've already given, and I kept it. And then I uploaded these PDFs on ChatGPT, on my paid version of ChatGPT, whatever I already have. And I spoke to ChatGPT saying, I already know these ideas. I have to give an academic lecture on contemporary British literature. I want to divide this thematically into aspects like multiculturalism, gender, then disability. And I want you to give me a plan. Where do these writers that I already know and I have already written about, where do they belong and which of their new works should I include? What are your ideas? Like that, I just spoke to ChatGPT. And then finally I said, turn this into a high-performing ChatGPT prompt. That is the key. I said that, and I waited. It gave me a prompt, which is so good. Okay? I copied the prompt. Again uploaded my files that I already know. Pasted the prompt. Now do you want me to, that last part I deleted. And then I pasted the prompt and then ran the prompt. Then I got a very good idea of which are the new writers I have to include. And it cleanly divided my hazy, fluid ideas into 4 neat buckets. Then I looked at these. David Peace, I had never heard. I went and read online. I looked at his books, what awards he got. I found some research papers. I browsed through all that and found that all these are good ideas. There was no mistake. And as I read, I copied from some research papers and pasted. I made my own notes on David Peace, copied and just scanned and read. Again, I uploaded this scanned version, this copied pasted version on ChatGPT. And I said, I found these interesting ideas on David Peace from my reading. Can you organize this into a neat set of ideas, connected ideas that will be suitable for my lecture on topic where David Peace is a segment. And it gave me a very reduced version. Most of what I had copy pasted was not there. Very reduced but very cleanly planned. I took that clean version, posted it on ChatGPT. I added my PDF again. And I said, this is a very neat structure, but without losing the ideas in the PDF, I want you to redo this for me and give me these ideas. And then I got a bigger version. I used that version to put down what I already know in my own words. I'm using this version as a model. And I am just thinking, I'm reading it and I'm keeping aside and I'm thinking, and I talk a little bit to myself and I put it in my own simple words, removing all the jargons and things that ChatGPT used. In between, I got stuck. I said, can you give me some intelligent questions that I can ask to make my discussion engaging? What are the ways in which I can bring the experiences of Indians into this? Like that I asked again ChatGPT. Again, it gave me some questions. Some of those were good, some of them not really good. So I used the good questions, changed them, and I put them as the interaction part. Right? And I read it and then I'm typing, I'm putting it down. And then I again checked what ChatGPT had given me. Some ideas were missing from mine, etc. Some I took, some I didn't, and I deleted it. And it became my write-up on David Peace. Again, I'm giving it some time. I just went through what I have written. I'm thinking about it. I'm traveling. I had downloaded and kept articles on him. And some writing by him itself. I went through that. And then suddenly something clicked. Wow, I can connect it like that. This theory can bring it. I got new ideas because I gave it time. I noted down those ideas. And later when I had a little more time, I added these new ideas and I changed a little bit. So it's now becoming completely mine. AI is like an assistant. Find something for me, put this in order. Give me some ideas that I can use. But don't make AI your boss. AI is very good at making an outline. I always do it. It's so much better than us in structuring. Outline. And sometimes I write a sentence and it becomes very Indian and boring. Then I put it on ChatGPT, edit this sentence slightly to make it better. Don't change my sentence, or don't give me your sentence, edit it slightly, I'll say, and tuck, it might change 1 or 2 words here and there, change the structure. Wow, it becomes so good. I use it like that. Sometimes I'm saying my thing, and it's all Kalyani speaking. And I think, what? Is there any other argument? How can I make it richer? Because it's all like only from my side, my arguments. Then I will put it on ChatGPT and I'll say, okay, I have written like this. Is there a thought that is counter to this? What can people think against this? Is it completely right? What are the loopholes? I'll ask like that. Then it will give some ideas. Wow, I never thought like that, I think. Right? In all these ways, I use it. It is very useful to help you structure your thinking, to put your writing in a very good manner. It's also because I have a paid version. You should take the paid version, which is as good as spending your money on a course or anything. I strongly recommend you should have the smallest paid version of the AI assistant. It is very useful. So use like that, and always when you just talk to ChatGPT, turn this into a high-performing ChatGPT prompt. You should say that. Next, please. So you should have SMART goals. One is how you outline. I have put an example here. Broad general statement to general introductory remarks, and then it becomes your thesis. That outline is one in world famous outline that I took a picture from the web. Okay, next please. You should get organized. I just put a picture to remind you. You should get organized. Next please. To get organized, you should be writing every day. You don't need to write 8 hours in a day or anything, but at least 15 to 20 minutes every day, you should regularly write. Only then you will pick up your writing. If you don't write, you won't improve. Studies show that regular, moderate intervals are more successful than long hours of writing. Give yourself time. Suppose you have to present a paper, don't start writing in the previous day. Start writing as early as possible. But little bit. Because we are scared, sometimes we'll put it away. I'll do later. That is the wrong approach. Next, please. We are successful when we run an experiment and make a plan. For a week record, you could keep like that. It didn't come out really well, the picture. You could, make your own Excel sheet or something for your own record. You should keep an Excel sheet where you're mapping your own writing. Okay, today I wrote this many minutes. This is what I wrote. It is going into my. What is the purpose of your writing? I had to scrap it. It was useless. I have added it to my chapter. Later I can use this. You should categorize your writing without wasting it. Put it in the right boxes so that eventually you can use it. These are all things that help me bring out encyclopedias. When I read more and I got it, I kept saving it in the right place so that everything suddenly became one encyclopedia. Right? Make a new calendar based on your actions and see if you need to modify anything. What is missing? Where can you improve? How much time you read? How much time you wrote? How many pages you wrote? All that you should journal and keep a track for yourself. Next, please. SMART goals. It is a very, I heard this from an American professor and I liked it. She gave a lecture on academic writing once. SMART goals means S is specific, M is measurable, A is attainable, R is relevant, and T is time bound. A specific goal has a much greater chance of being accomplished than a general goal. Measurable it should be. Clear goals include concrete criteria for measurement. Measurable, that's why I said, how many pages did you write? How much have you progressed? You should take a stock of your work. Okay, I have this work, I have done 30% of it today, 20% next day. Like that, it will motivate you automatically if you do that, without anybody asking you. Attainable it should be. I have this problem, I keep goals that are not really attainable. Too many things. Don't clutter your life, be practical. Only if it is attainable, you will be able to attain it and then you'll feel good about it. Otherwise, that itself will demoralize you. So be honest with yourself. Relevant. It should fit in with your current things. If you're a research scholar, it should fit in with your topic and it should add value to what you're doing now. Don't do things that are unnecessary. Somehow it should be relevant. Otherwise, don't do it now. You can do it later. Did you understand? For example, I am a professor. I'm not a professor. I'm teaching English literature. I'm doing all these things. I'm writing this thing. One day I thought I want to learn digital marketing. No need actually for me. But I enrolled in an online course just because I fancied it. I paid a lot of money also. It was not really relevant. I mean, okay, it is good if I learn, but I didn't fit in with my current things. It became a burden and I didn't complete the course and I don't do like that anymore. Is it relevant? Do I need to do it now? That is very important. Time bound also. Effective goal setting includes time frames. If you don't know when you're going to finish this project, don't think you will ever finish it. Even it is a wild idea. I want to make a movie. Okay.
I want to act in a movie. I want to get national award. Like that, maybe wild, unattainable ideas now, but still you can have a plan for it. When do you want to act in a national award winning movie? 5 years from now. Okay, or 2 years from now, whenever. Okay, in order to do that, what should you do? Where should you be? Like that reverse plan. So now you have to do something. And then after that, you have to do something. And in the journey, whether or not you get national award, you will get a lot of other things. My unattainable goal when I joined for BA in English, I don't know if I told you this already. Some of my cousins laughed at me. They were all engineers and doctors, older than me. They laughed at me and said, I was considered a rebel always. Okay, I will do unconventional things. So they said, join entrance coaching, become engineer, doctor. I said, no, I want to study English literature. They thought I'm saying this because I'm lazy and clueless. They said, English literature, will you even get a job? They told me, do you have a plan? I said, yes. What is your plan? I said, I want to change English literature studies in India. I said that. And in a small way, I think I have changed. I have done it a little bit at least. So even though nobody told me, in order to change English literature studies in India, I should know what are the problems with English literature studies, I thought. And the biggest problem was that people are not reading because they are not able to enjoy reading. They are not able to understand what they are reading. They are expected to know too much and they are not able to comprehend all that. All these things I understood from my beginning itself. So I thought, okay, let us create a resource, a collection of materials that will contain everything that students should know. At least like a map. This is how I thought. That is how our encyclopedia came into being. An encyclopedia became too big. It was huge. So we made beginner's digest like this. This is a short view of the encyclopedia. We have American literature, this Indian, British, now post-colonial criticism, everything will come. So for people who are finding encyclopedias overwhelming, this is a quick map of the encyclopedia. And for people who are not able to remember all the information, Elsa made this book based on all the units, all the important details collected like this. I brought this so that you can look at it. This is heavy, so I could not bring more than one copy. So we have all this put together. And then we have comprehension books based on the encyclopedia. And more are getting done. Once all that is over, all that is done, it will definitely be the only resource in the world where an English literature student can understand everything. And it's almost 75% done. God's grace and help of my students, including you. So I am the living example of how you start with a wild plan. Everybody will laugh at you and demoralize you. Doesn't matter. Don't expect people's help and support first. When you expect everybody should help me, support me, then you will be disappointed. They cannot help you. You decide to fly. How can anybody help you? You have to fly. Like a bird. I had a pigeon's nest in my balcony. And 2-3 times I had, oh my God, there was so much noise and they made the whole place dirty, including the walls. Oh my God, I finally put a net. Thank you. You can go somewhere else. So these baby birds will come and they are trying to fly. They are not able to fly. Nobody can help them. And one day I think the mother will just push them out. And they will start... and they will come back and sit down. Again, they'll get up and fly and come back and sit down. And one day they will go, and one day they just went. They never came back. They never said, somebody help me, somebody support me, nobody is supporting me. Mother will only push them. You go if you want. You understand. Stop expecting in academics and higher education, stop expecting anybody to feed you and spoon feed you and all that. You fly when you're ready, finished. Nobody can help you and need to help you. So I made a plan, slowly, steadily, I went. I can tell you one thing, what you achieve when you are 20 or 25 is way less. Even if it is great achievement, it is so small compared to what you achieve by the time you're 40 or 50. What you do when you're in your 20s is food for later years. Don't cry about your troubles now or lack of achievement now. You have that vision, I'm getting there whenever it is. Like that, you should go with that plan and reverse engineer all the time. Okay, in next 1 year I want to be here, next 5 years I want to be here. It may not exactly happen, but something will happen, it will get better and better. Right? Did you get a lot of positive, doable, actionable ideas? I think that's over. Yeah. So you take a break now. And then I will tell you about UGC NET. And then I will do in the afternoon an amazing thing, which is showing that UGC NET is a silly, simple, childish
exam. I will prove it. I will prove it. And tomorrow, I will teach you. No more planning. Today is all about planning everything. Tomorrow, I will just teach you everything that is important. All right? Okay, take a short break. Or when is the lunch break? 1:15. We still have little time. So, how many minutes do you need break? 5 minutes. Good. I will sit down for 5 minutes.
Look at the previous NET question paper. I will show you some questions only, and I will tell you what to expect in NET.
Before we go into the presentation, listen everybody. In every exam that is of this scale, there will be like 30% of questions that you cannot answer. You may wildly guess and answer, but otherwise you cannot answer because nobody will get 100% in this exam. Even if Central University professors are writing this exam, they will also find sometimes some questions challenging. I don't think even they will get 100% marks because it is a high standard exam and it should be. Right? Okay. So in this last question paper, there are some 10 to 15 questions which are really based on high knowledge of texts and authors, which we may not be familiar with. There will be 10 to 15 questions which are very high standard because they are from books that we are not familiar with. Okay? Those questions you don't aim to write. You cannot. Now, there are some 30% of questions. If you are a general a person with general understanding of the subject, you will definitely write. 30% you cannot write, 30% you should easily write. Your challenge is the middle 40%. In that middle 40%, we have lots of questions that I'm showing you here, which are potential traps. But I'm saying they are not actually traps. They are very simple, even childish, if you look at it in a certain way. It is a skill rather than knowledge. NET I am showing. I have only questions from January 2026 exam, but I have done this with all previous exams of the recent times, 2024-25 also. I know that these things that I am showing you today and telling you today are applicable in previous exams also. That means it is a strategy in NET. It is not random. It is not a cruel exam that wants to defeat you. There are clues planted in the questions and ways in which you should think. That I will explain today. Now, okay, next slide please. Should we switch off this light, especially this one, because it will be a strain on your eyes to read. So UGC that,
As you, all of you, I'm sure knows, some of you might not. Totally 150 questions are there. And in paper 1, there are 50 questions. You cannot go out from the hall. I will give you the PDF. This PDF, I have already give it to everyone. 50 questions are there in paper 1. You cannot go out from the hall. You have to sit there and write paper 2 also. And one good news is, I have approached our lawyer to go to court against UGC. Why? Because in the exam hall, if there is a washroom there itself, only you can use the washroom for 3 hours. Otherwise, you cannot use the washroom. There will be pregnant women, there will be people with diseases who will have to give up their exam if they are in an urgency to go to the washroom. They'll have to stop writing and leave. Otherwise, if there is no washroom in that complex, in that space itself, they're not allowed to go to the washroom. I didn't know about it. Now I heard about it. That is such a violation of human rights. Your whole life depends on this exam if you want to enter academic career. And just because you wanted to use the washroom, you lost your life. That's not fair. It's not fair. I will see what can be done. I've told him whatever it takes, I want to file a case against this. Right? Forget all the other things. There is so much unfairness. But this is too much. Right. So paper 1 and paper 2. Paper 2 has 100 questions. Paper 1 has 50 questions. Both have 10 units. Total time is 3 hours. There is no negative marking. People say there will be negative marking soon. I don't believe it because there was negative marking introduced in net once and most people failed. And they immediately took it out because of an exam of this scale and only once in 6 months you can write. I don't think it is practical. I don't know. Anyway, MCQs are there. Why you find that exam is difficult is because they use distractors, which is what I'm going to tell you today. Now, what are distractors and how do distractors defeat you in the exam? Questions, only 20% are memory based now. If you mug up, you may not pass the exam just because of that. You need critical
thinking. You need a presence of mind in the exam hall. If you get stressed, they will stress you out. They will try methods of stressing you out. You will fail because you will make mistakes. And stress accumulates. Okay, one question difficult, next question difficult, next question difficult. By the time you are at the end of the exam, you are not thinking clearly. But let us take a look at it from their point of view. You are going to
teach hundreds and thousands of students in your career. You will be teaching so many students and those students are clueless. They need help. They don't know basic things. They want the teachers to have at least presence of mind, right? You should be able to handle at least pressure. If not, okay, if you don't have knowledge, fine.
If you pass by guesswork, okay, but because of pressure I failed, that you shouldn't pass. You should be mature enough, they are thinking. So good. Conceptual understanding questions, application level questions, these are very common these days. Sorry. And analysis and inference questions. You analyze and take a calculated guess. It is not blind guess. You take an informed inference or informed guess. That is how the exam works. Next, please. All these areas, teaching aptitude questions are 7 to 8 in the previous exam. Research aptitude 6 to 7, roughly the same. Logical reasoning also roughly the same. Then data interpretation also roughly the same. Okay, comprehension also is there. That is also this time 10 questions for that. So these are the main areas, but that does not mean that they will not ask from other areas. There will be roughly 5 questions from the other areas also. And very importantly, the focus might change in the next exam. Same thing with paper 2. This time there were many questions from, previous time there were many questions from literary theory and criticism, very few from post-colonialism. It is possible that in the coming exam there will be more than expected questions from post-colonialism. They don't keep the exam predictable because they don't want you to pass because you predicted. They are trying to make it as much objective as possible to make sure that only the right people with the right learning will pass. Right? That is how they are trying to do it. So conceptual, inference-based, analytical, application level questions are there. But when you look at a tough question, many times I find that there are clues there. They have made it easy for those with the presence of mind. I will show you how. Next, please. We are going to look at the type of questions, typology. First, this is a mathematical reasoning question. First question.
Look at this. Arrange the following in order of increasing connotation. We are not
extremely good at maths, maybe. And increasing connotation, maybe you didn't understand what that is. What is increasing connotation? There you will falter. Oh my God, they asked increasing connotation. This time I didn't study. I don't know. And let me mark something. Like that you might think. Instead, look at the options. We have
prime number, positive integer, real number, integer. Those are concepts you should know. If you don't know what are real numbers and prime numbers, you can't pass the exam. Those are basic things. Real numbers means all the numbers on the number line.
For all maths and logical reasoning and literature-based topics also, get an idea of what are the basic concepts. Linguistics, without basic concepts even you can't pass. Isn't it? So, you should know that real numbers are all the numbers on the number line. Within real numbers,
we have integers. Within integers, we have positive integers. You should get that logical connection when you look at the options. This is not maths question actually. For those who know maths, this is actually a logical reasoning question. I hope you get what I mean. Look at it and say, let me crack this. I know this. I'll be able to get this. Don't get worried. Okay, you have prime number, then positive integer, integer, positive integer. What is the connection? What is the connection? If you get the practice of it, you will understand, okay, integer, within that comes positive integer. Is there something that comes within positive integer? Is integer coming within something? Then you will understand, okay, it is like boxes, one inside the other. Increasing, and then you will get the answer. When you get that logic, if you know the basic things, many times you don't know the basic things, which is why you should
study. If you know the basic things with some presence of mind and logical thinking in the exam hall, you will be able to get it. For example, I have, and then you get this question. Now, after the exam, you get this question. Then what do? Copy paste this question onto ChatGPT. In fact, all the questions one by one with the options and correct answer. You say, this is a question that came in UGC NET. What is the nature of this question? How do I crack questions like this? Can you give me similar questions from ICT? In another prompt, you should say, can you give me similar questions from research aptitude? In another prompt, you should say, can you give me similar questions from people and environment? And then it will give you 25 questions or something you will ask for. And when you look at it like this, you will understand, you will get the hang of it. I'll prove it. For example, I'm going to give you 4 words. You should arrange it one inside the other. Increasing connotation. Okay? Mammal, animal, Labrador, dog. Tell. Mammal, animal, Labrador, dog. First, biggest, animal. Inside animal, mammal. Inside mammal, dog. Inside dog, Labrador. Same thing they are asking. Only thing you should know the concept. Let me ask you from education. School education, classroom teaching, lesson delivery, education. Education, school education, classroom teaching, lesson delivery. Don't you think if we do 25 or 50 questions like this, you will easily, it will become faster? As soon as you see, you will start saying this. So you got the hang of this question already. If you do like this, don't you know that if you use ChatGPT and ask you to give, it will give you? You should say, no, I want higher standard. Make it more complicated. Make it more net style. Like that, if you say, it will give you better. Like that, collect 2-3 question papers. You do this for each and every question. Don't you think you will not be scared of net questions anymore? You are scared because you never saw like this before. You never thought like this before. It's not their fault. Did they ask you not to think like this before? You understand? Okay, let us do some more. Educational assessment, formative assessment, classroom assessment. Assessment. Educational assessment. Classroom, formative. Assessment, educational, classroom, formative. Okay. From research, let me ask you. Research design, true experimental design, randomized control trial. Research design, true experimental design, randomized control trial. Randomized control trial is a research design, isn't it? So it must be research design first. Research design, experimental research design, true experimental design, randomized control trial. It's because you are doing it in your head. When you see it in front of you, you will get it. They will do the same thing with concepts that you don't know. That is called net style. So, and also one more thing I know. We never heard this before. There are questions like that. And then you ask these questions to ChatGPT, paid version. You see those names there. It has happened a lot like that. They are important names, but how did the examiner get this name? Maybe from ChatGPT. Earlier it used to be Wikipedia. That also I have seen. Okay, let us take it positively. They are thinking, at least read Wikipedia. Maybe that's what they are thinking. So you should definitely use ChatGPT and do what I said. It will help you. Then, one more. Quantitative data, interval data, standardized test scores data. Obviously, data should be first. Okay? Quantitative may be next. And one more thing, if you get those two, maybe you will get all the option already. I will explain something in paper 2. You don't get stuck with the question, read the question and then waste your time. It's not like that. You understand the question a little bit, then go to the options and do the answer from the options. Don't read the question too much. Look at the options and work with the options. That is the trick. Right? Okay. Can I have the next slide, please? So the first type you understood. If you get practice, you can do it. The only way they will defeat you in that is by giving you concepts that you don't know. For which, ask ChatGPT to give you more and more and more advanced questions from research aptitude, from ICT. Then you will come across those terms that you don't know, then learn those terms. This question. This is a table. It's okay if you don't see. I'm not trying to teach you this question. I'm trying to teach you how to think. That's all. The following table shows the number of laptops sold by 5 different stores A to E during the first 5 months from January till May in the year 2025. Based on this data, there were 5 questions. Don't read the question, look at the data and waste your time. Just get a quick understanding of what that is. Don't stay and read there. Come to the question instead. Because one question is, what is the average number of laptops sold by store C in February, March and April together? It's a 5th standard question. 15 plus 20 plus 25, what is the average? Isn't it a 5th standard question? That is this question. This question is not maths. It is about how you select data, because they're asking only about store C. Don't look at all this. Look only at this. Look only at C, and they're asking only February, March and April. So only this much you need. Don't even get distracted by all that. 556 plus 470 plus 324 divided by 3. That is the answer. I am sure many people spend 2-3 minutes looking at all this, looking at the table. Same thing with academic writing. You think you have to understand first, then only you can write. Wrong. Look at the question first, then only you'll understand what to understand. Got it? So this is a simple question. Like that, many are simple questions. But you have to learn data processing very fast. Data selection, filtering under visual load, so much given. Basic arithmetic accuracy you should have. And also clever option selection. Many times I am not paper 1 person, so I don't know more about all that. But in paper 2, I will prove that clever people will know, okay, C is not the option. There is only, I need to choose only from 1, 3, 4, like that. You will get an idea if you have basic knowledge. But basic knowledge is necessary. Basic maths is necessary. If you don't know calculation, if you cannot do mental maths, it is a disadvantage. Work on basic things. NET wants you to be very good students in school level. Know all the school level things very clearly. You should be curious students who have general knowledge about advanced learning. Even if it is not in-depth, it's okay. But general knowledge about all the foundational things. And you should be clever and cool in the exam hall. This is when you will pass NET. This is a very intelligent exam. I am proud of this exam. Okay. So in data interpretation, you need this circling with your eyes. You are seeing only that. Circling with your eyes and then focusing on that. That technique you know, you need to know. Ignore the unnecessary things in the question. If you read each and everything, then you will not get time to finish the exam. I will show you in paper 2 how some options you don't even have to read. Speed strategy is extremely important. Without that, you will fail for sure. Strategy, how to manage time. It will become clearer when I teach you paper 2, which is my area. Next question. This is from higher education.
Every time they ask questions from NEP, and none of the questions are that deep. People should know basic things. For example, who is the chairman of NEP? Kasturi Rangan. Kasturi Rangan is the chairman of the National Education Policy Committee. That you should know. Suppose you know it. That is a basic thing. Suppose you know it. That is the only thing you need to know in writing this answer. Actually. In both 3 and 4, you have C. So it must be correct. You don't have to read B and C there. You only have to read D and E also. Both are there. You only have to know whether D is right or wrong. Okay? Because you know one of these is surely the answer. And only D is different here. Everything else is the same. What is D? The NEP promotes philanthropic education system. Obviously it does. Will NEP say you should not be philanthropic? What is philanthropic? You should know. Philanthropic means? What is philanthropy? Love of mankind or doing good things for mankind. That is a basic word. If you know that, even a child or people from some other discipline who does not, if only you know English language, you can, and basic thing. 2 things only you need. 3 things actually. 1, you need to know NEP is headed by Kasturi Rangan. Second, you need to know NEP is philanthropic. Nobody will say NEP should be against people. 3, you should have logical reasoning. Did I prove it? Instead, people will say, oh, I didn't study NEP, so many things to read. Da, 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 da. Who asked you to read? Don't read. It is very good that they have given options like this. It is not by accident, because many times this is happening. It is not by accident. They have very carefully made the options easy for people who are calm and clever. Akalmand. Not scholarly. Don't mug up. Nobody wants you to study everything in the world. I am proving this. I will show you as many questions as you want. I know this is right. Next. People and developments. Whenever there are protocols, agreements, etc., one thing happening, you should study it. They will ask. If you did not study, it's your fault. For sure, they will ask. Environment protocols. And when you study, don't get stuck with the actual year. Every time. Some years you should know. Sometimes you should know, okay, this came first, this came next, this came next. That order only you need to know sometimes. Some years, important ones here and there you should know. Otherwise, you know the order. With that, you will be able to get the options. Got it? It is relative ordering. They are checking. Everything is not based on year, memorizing year, but relative ordering. Eliminating wrong sequences. Because you already know 3, you will be able to eliminate 1 or 2. It is always how it works in net. Always. So don't think these are all so challenging questions. That is why I'm saying, I keep thinking, if engineers or people with logical thinking come, without knowing anything, clearly they can pass the exam. If you overthink and overstudy and apply all your knowledge in this, then you will fail. Because I know all these things, let me read and think and no, come to the options. You need awareness. Without general knowledge, maybe you won't get there. Next, please. ICT. Suppose some people don't, you know Excel, for example, me. I use Excel, but I never heard of dollar sign before the exam. I never heard of dollar sign. I don't know what is dollar E, dollar five, E dollar five, E5, I don't know. But I am calm. I am not getting worried. Let me read calmly, I am thinking. E dollar E dollar E dollar five D dollar five E5. Okay, logically I'm thinking. Absolute reference, mixed relevant, mixed reference, relative mixed. I don't know that. What is given here? Column and row are fixed. Okay. When fill handle is used, I don't know fill handle. Column and row are fixed. Row is fixed. Column is changeable. Column and row are changed. Okay. So we have column and row here. They are talking about column and row. That is clear. And they are talking about E and 5 here. So E must be column, 5 must be row. It is not about MS Excel or ICT. It is logical. It is like a mind game. And what is fill handle? Fill handle is used. Here it is there. Fill handle, it is not, I don't understand. But column and row are fixed. Means that at that time dollar sign is shown. So fixed means dollar sign. I'm not, I'm an ordinary person. But because I'm calm, I'm looking at it, I can crack this. Let me check what is the, like that I'm thinking and I'm getting it. You understand? It is not based on knowledge. It is not based on memory. It is based on your akalmandi. It is based on your thinking there. You are connecting. You are calmly understanding. That's all. Next question. Communication. Who says what in which channel to whom with what effects? You should definitely know Shannon and Weaver. They are very important in communication theory. You know that Aristotle cannot say this because he didn't speak like that. Because you already know Shannon and Weaver, that also you know is wrong. Like that you should eliminate. There will be similar sounding theories. There may be theories you never heard before. If you have studied really well, then trust your knowledge. Somebody who you never heard before may not be the answer. Don't question yourself. Don't feel guilty. Oh, I didn't study. They're asking important things. Those may be distractors. Okay, which I will prove again and again and again. Study properly communication theory. All the major theories you should know. Beyond that, when they are asking, don't get worried about unknown names. Did you understand? Otherwise, you have not studied enough. That is what it is. Next question. Now we come to paper 2. I don't know paper 1, that's why I didn't explain. Paper 2, I'll explain. Many questions are from literary theory, criticism, culture studies. There are 3 things, that's why so many questions. Culture studies is also one separate unit. Then British literature questions are there equally. Then almost equally we have Indian writing in English. Sometimes more will be there. In some exams, almost 20 questions were there. And post-colonialism, not so much these days. European literature, not so much. That doesn't mean they will never ask. They might ask. Then linguistics, they are asking more questions these days. Rhetoric, prosody, etc. Conceptual questions, chronology questions, order, movement, logic, and conceptual interdisciplinary questions, etc. will come. Let us look at the questions. Next, please. Before the questions, remember distractor engineering is happening here. Distractors are nearly identical theory definitions, totally new rubbish names, which are not actually relevant or important, but they will just put there to confuse you, right? And they will say correct theory, but wrong theorist, or vice versa. Chronology, they will reverse. Partial truths embedded in false statements, all that we will see. Okay, it is not just based on facts or memory. Knowing basic ideas or theories is important. Knowing why a concept exists is important. Understanding differences between similar theories is important. All this will help you. Next, please. A passage like this. In this passage, can I have a pen? In this passage, what do you do? How do you read it? 10 questions from comprehension only. 5 from prose, 5 from poetry. How do you read? Wait, you will first get a general idea. Then come to the question, then check again. Don't stay and read and understand everything. Yes, you have to skim, like low tide, walked over sands, headland, round the corner, little bay. So he's walking on the little bay. You speak to yourself a little bit. Read a little loudly. You understand, okay, he walked, okay, he's walking on the bay, okay, he saw a cave, like that, you should understand to yourself quickly, okay? Low tide, he walked over the sands, okay, he found a little bay, it was inaccessible by boat, he couldn't go by boat because there are rocks, currents are swirling, you could walk there in the low tide only, you could linger on the expedition because you could not linger because sometimes the tide will come in rapidly. A few people cared to explore a little bit. Nobody came there. There was a cave there. Unknown drew him like a magnet, okay? He found the bay fresh and unlittered because the sea had just washed it clean. I read it already. That's why when you read it, you can do this yourself. I'm just explaining the way to do it. The cave looked mysteriously dark, cool, inviting. In the farthest corner, he saw a wide crack like a chimney, and he saw a patch of daylight through the wide crack. Quickly you read, and then when the man passed through the cave, he discovered. So he remembered that he reached the cave at the end of the passage. Discover even the word you remember, and you look and you see the word. And from here, you just read like this, wide crack, daylight, once again. And then you look at the options. Secluded corner, large crack which allowed light to come. You suddenly realize that this is what this is. So you are able to quickly identify this. So you like that, you read and understand and speak a little bit to yourself. You understand, okay, what happened here, what happened in the middle, what happened at the end. And then you read the options and here, and then you know it happened somewhere here. And then you go there, check it out again, and then mark. Next question. Like that, you should go. And you should practice this. You should find passages, make questions, keep it for another day, and then you should go practice. Again, practice, again, practice. You practice reading like that. What happened in this passage? Okay, first that happened, then this happened, then this happened. Like that, practice. Then you will easily get those comprehension questions right, which is a lot. You cannot afford to go wrong in comprehension. You cannot spend all your time in comprehension. You should practice and get entire 10 questions right. Then, according to Jeremy Hawthorne, there you fall. Ayyo, Jeremy Hawthorne, I never heard, I never studied. Wait, relax. This question is not about Jeremy Hawthorne. This is simply a distractor. According to Jeremy Hawthorne, oh, seriously, Jeremy Hawthorne, okay, what did he do? You should ask like that. According to Jeremy Hawthorne, which of the following can be said to have prepared the ground for the development of theories of the gaze? Theories of the gaze, visuality, visual culture, which is the basic book in visual culture studies? That is the question. Simply to confuse you, they are saying Jeremy Hawthorne. Did you understand? John Berger's Ways of Seeing, you should definitely know. That is a basic book. A God of Small Things epigraph is from that book. Without knowing it, don't become teachers. Finished. You don't have to read John Berger's Ways of Seeing or anything. At least you should know it's a basic book. Michael Argle, Mark Cook's Gaze and Mutual Gaze. It's a distractor, yaar. If it is that famous, that prepared the ground, you must have heard it. You never heard it, right? That means it's a distract. It's not important. It must be John Berger only because you have heard him. Then they are saying Sigmund Freud's sexuality. Michel Foucault's prison. Sexuality, prison have nothing to do with gays. These are nonsense. These are not applicable here. Just because they are Sigmund Freud and Michel Foucault, don't mark them. Which is the basic book on gays? Not these. 3, 4 wrong. 2 never heard. So it is not a basic book, even though, because this is more basic than that, obviously. Mark it. So this is how distractors work. You will come back saying, exam was very difficult. I don't know how I wrote. That question on gays, very tough. You know why I want people to come to offline? I said, you come to offline class, I will completely transform you. Because for all these things, in offline class, it is better to give you some addies. It is a simple question. Don't question yourself. I know this answer. I will answer this. Like that, you should think. Instead of thinking, I don't know who is Michael Argle. Next time I will study, ma'am. Do you have notes on Michael Argle? And what Cook? Mark Cook. Nobody wants you to study this. You understand? Next, please. Okay. Charadang, 4 books, all by R.K. Narayan. This is what you're thinking. Don't go reading everything. Stop. Don't read even. Okay, this is R.K. Narayan question. I got it. Out of this, I know only guide. A little bit I know about waiting for the Mahatma and my Bachelor of I don't know anything about Mr. Sampath. Like this, you're thinking. Guide. Okay, about guide, what are they saying? Which of these is guide? That only you're checking. Sadhu, sadhu. Okay, sadhu is there in guide. Discharged convict is taken for a sadhu. I know that is guide. He was arrested, discharged from prison, mistaken for sadhu. So B1. Okay, how many B1? Don't read. Go here. How many B1? Only one. Got the answer finished. But you can check again. Okay, there is one waiting for Mahatma. Here one Mahatma. Maybe correct. Let me see. C2. In this, C2 correct. Finished. What if they ask big questions, poor NTA people? Unnecessarily you suspected them for being cruel and... Why is it that you're not passing that? I don't even understand. This is childish. Let me see another question. I'll show you 45 questions. Out of 100, if you answer 45 like this with logical reasoning, at least 10 or 15 you should know with your own knowledge. 5 more you get by guessing. You get the error. This is not guessing. This is intelligent inference. They are already saying that. They want you to infer, not know. I hope you understand. This is called inference. That's a skill, not guessing. Now, given below are 2 statements, assertion and reason. The best known cycles of miracle and mystery plays come from York, Wakefield, and Chester. That you should know. Correct. York, Wakefield, Chester, and East Anglia. These are the 4 cycles. You should know. King Alfred encouraged the use of the vernacular. Maybe. Because he got Anglo-Saxon Chronicle written. So he wrote in English. Maybe correct. In the late 19th century, yeah, his years began with something 8. So 9th century, correct. But if you don't know, you should know that much. That is general knowledge. But he made it clear that this was very much second best. That means English was second best. Vernacular was second best. Let me see. Necessitated by the deplorably low standards of Latin learning in his kingdom. Oh. So he thought Latin is first, English is only second because people are not learning properly Latin. That much understanding of English language you should know. I can't, tell you, I can't let you pass net without that. You should understand what that sentence means. Latin should have been first, but people don't know Latin enough. So English has become second best. So he's writing Anglo-Saxon Chronicle in the 9th century. Looks correct. Why should you unnecessarily question all this? It looks correct. Why should you think it is wrong? Think that it is correct. A is correct. B is correct. But Misty Place and Alfred have no connection. So choose. A and R are correct, but R is not the correct explanation of A. Finished. Instead, you will come back and say, it was okay, but there was a tough question about King Alfred. I say, tough question about King Alfred? Yeah, ma'am, you didn't teach that. I didn't know. I say, wait till answer key comes. Let us look at the question. This is a very simple presence of mind taking question. You know basic things. Don't get worried. What you know is correct. Choose it. Don't overthink. It could be wrong. What if it is A or C? That is the problem in the exam hall. Overthinking and getting anxious. Next. Okay. This is a simple question, but people went wrong because they thought I didn't study archetypes and meanings. You can't answer, you can't study all the things in the world. Many things you have to infer from your general knowledge. They are saying it, but you are still thinking I didn't pass because I didn't have enough knowledge. Okay, calmly. Sea, river, sun, serpent. What does sea mean? Is it creative energy, wisdom, mother of all life? Mother, kadal. Kadal amma we say in Tamil. Shit, Malayalam. I forgot my language. Tamil or Malayalam? Mother, sea is mother. Don't you know that? You people don't have sea here, na? Do you have? Ran of Kutch. Sea is mother or not? Mother, everything came from sea. Don't you know that idea? You say river here. No way. Huh? You don't say this about sea? No way. We say that everywhere in Kerala, Tamil Nadu. Huh? You didn't get the answer. But for us, actually, this is common knowledge. Sea is the mother of all life for us. Okay, B3. You thought this is 3. Wait, suppose you thought river is the mother. Listen, suppose you thought river is the mother. A2, sea is wisdom. Sun is creative energy. Serpent is death and rebirth. You thought like that? Well, how can you get rebirth from serpent? May I ask? Death, okay. Serpent will bite you. Where can you get rebirth from serpent? Tell me. Not even in mythology. At that point, you have to rethink. Don't get stuck with your knowledge. Sun is creative energy or it can't be mother. Sun is wisdom, no. Sun is death and it is creative energy. Do you agree with that? Okay, C1. 3 are, oops. 3 are, where is this? Got it. I won't touch. That is why I touched and moved. 3 are C1, yeah. Anyway, that is not yours. Your river is mother is here. No, sorry. Yeah, sorry, river is mother. So common sense is also relative. Wherever I went and said this logic, everybody understood till now.
Yes, the mommy.
Sometimes Narmada's rivers and we consider them holy rivers and mother rivers.
We say sea is mother.
Cultural influences.
See, now we are getting logic that sea is mother of all life.
Yeah. All life is not river, sea only. You mean in evolution? That is why. In evolution, first life came in water. From there only it reached land. First fish, then other animals in the sea, then it reached amphibians, then arboreal. Then they came down and became apes.
Ma'am, we can connect rivers with death and rebirth because it merges with the sea and
Yeah.
became a
Yeah. But the problem is if you already think river is mother, then you won't think beyond that. Well, some questions will be there like that. Because of your culture, you get wrong. I can't help it. But since you said it, if you read all life. Okay, next then. One question you lost because of your culture. You know how logic works here? Five quotes. All these you don't know. Listen. No, nothing happens. Nobody comes. Nobody goes. It's awful. You should know it is Waiting for Godot. All the world is a stage. You should know it is Shakespeare. Come, violent death. Sir, for Mandragora to make me sleep. You don't know. Keep it aside. The last temptation is the greatest treason, to do the right deed for the wrong reason. You don't know. Keep it aside. Never speak disrespectfully of society. Algernon. Importance of being honest. Importance of being honest. So you got three correctly. B, E, A. In that order it should come. B, E, A. Correct. B, E, A. B, E, A. Oh, this is wrong. A, C, B, D, A is wrong. 4 is wrong. Because it is not in B, E, A order. Okay, then check. After B, C is coming here. B is Shakespeare. Come violent death. Sir, for Mandragoras. Come violent death. It could be a tragedy. Tragedies came in Shakespeare's time, after Shakespeare possible. It doesn't look very contemporary. Come violent death and all, mostly Shakespeare's people said. So BCE looks possible. Okay, this is Oscar Wilde. E. After Oscar Wilde, before Waiting for Godot, this came. These are all famous lines of plays. After Oscar Wilde, before Waiting for Godot, the last temptation is the greatest treason, which is the famous play after Oscar Wilde, before Waiting for Godot, about temptation and treason. Is there any play like that? Oscar Wilde, then early 20th century, then modernism. In modernism, which is the famous play about temptation or treason? When I say it, you will kick yourself. Murder in the Cathedral. You should remember that. You should know literary history so well. You should remember that. Murder in the Cathedral is about temptation and reason. It's a direct clue. And it is the first option, because when you know that this is wrong, you have to begin from the beginning. Isn't it? They've given it here only without making you lose time. This is the way in which they want you to think. And it is possible to think like that. Calmly. Great place. Trust them to give you. And this one is Duchess of Malfi. They are not random questions. They are questions that are about the history of English drama. They are not random questions. You could get that by calmly thinking. Got it? I know that if I sit in the exam hall, I might not think so clearly. I know that it is easier said than done. But at least knowing that it is not that dangerous, these waters. It is shallow. You will not die. It helps. And you get more and more and more and more practice, which we will give in offline classes especially. It will really help. Otherwise, you do it on your own. It is with practice that you stop getting scared and floundering. Suppose you get into the swimming pool, you don't know swimming very well, but still you don't die. You know how to find your way. If you get into the swimming pool always, and you know where it is shallow, where it is deep, that is all. You know. You need to know. You don't have to be Olympic swimmer. Next, please. Which of the following is not one of the conceptions of Dalit aesthetics given by Sharan Kumar Limbale? You know Sharan Kumar Limbale wrote towards the Dalit aesthetics. But maybe you never heard all this. You are hearing for the first time. Calmly, I can do this. Think. Human beings are first and foremost human. This is Satyam. Looks correct. First and foremost, before you consider them Dalit, they have to be considered human beings. Correct, okay. Liberation of the human being is Shivam. Okay. Human beings are first and foremost human. Liberation is human. Of the human being is Shivam. Humanity of the human being is Sundaram. The equality, liberty, justice, and fraternity of human beings are Satyam and Sundaram. Even a child will say, these three are looking very similar. This is too much. Whenever there is a too much option, extreme option, that must be wrong. That is a theory. That is the theory that you will study in education. This is the theory of question paper setting. Always choose the too extreme. Sometimes options will say never, always. They are wrong. I did not make it up myself. I studied the science of question paper setting. I wanted to know why they are setting questions like this, and I discovered that these theories are there. These approaches are there. I am just telling you that. It is not anything that I invented. I only discovered what is existing already. Got it? So, whenever there is something extreme that you are supposed to infer, this is all logical reasoning. This is part of logical reasoning, not actually part of Dalit literature or criticism or whatever. Maths. This is mostly logical. And a teacher should be logical, obviously. Okay, next please. You should definitely know Gayatri Spivak and Cleon Brooks. They always ask about them. Don't get worried about Herman Rappaport, distractor. He is somebody. Looking at this name, don't get worried. Thinking, oh my God, I don't know him. I am losing this. If you follow my line of thinking, you will understand one thing. One, 3 women's texts Gayatri Spivak wrote, you should know. Okay, C1. How many C1 are there? 2 C1 are there. And what do? You don't have to look at D4. D4 is correct, Jonathan Color. You don't have to look because both these have D4. You only need to know whether A is 2 or 3, whether B is 2 or 3. A, Keats a Sylvan historian, Cleon Brooks, actually you should know. Actually you should know because Cleon Brooks it is. And this is very common. I think before many years ago also they have asked. Did Keats a Sylvan historian, was it written by Cleon Brooks or Herman Rappaport? That is the only thing you need to know actually. With that you will get the answer. Did you understand? It is not as big as you think. It is simpler than that. Next question. John Fiske, you should know because already they have many times asked John Fiske in the exam. I teach John Fiske. John Fiske is important. John Fiske wrote Television Culture. That's a pioneering book. And if you know that, A3, only one A3 is there. You don't even need to know about Bowl B. Ian Ang is important. They have asked other questions on Ian Ang. But now you can study. Q.D. Lewis is F.R. Lewis's wife. You can study. Okay. But they don't want you to know all this in this question anyway. Got it? John Fiske, you should study because they already tried telling you, we'll ask, because previous exams they've asked. Next. The following lines are spoken by which character? There are many quotations from Shakespeare's plays being asked recently, but they're also not so random. They're asking only from major plays. They don't want you to know all the lines in all these major plays. That is not the question. It is inference.
That means you should know the play, the mood, the major events. In Othello, for example, Othello's conflict of thought in his deciding to kill Desdemona, that is super important. Okay? Put out the light. I read the question without thinking. Put out the light, then put out. I thought it is Macbeth at first. Then I read again. Put out the lights, and then put out the lights. If I quench thee, he's saying it in three ways. Same thing. Put out the light is quenching. She's talking about killing her. Put out the lights. He doesn't want to kill her. And then put out the light. But he's desperate. He has to. And then quench thee, thou flaming minister. I can again thy former light restore. I don't want you to become a whore. I want you to be pure as you are. Let me kill you. I think that's the only way I can preserve you. That is what he means. Even though morally we don't agree. That it is that time. He is a Moor. He is a soldier. He is not a learned man. He doesn't know anything but killing. And he knows that he might lose her because he is black, she is white, etc., etc., etc. It's such a conflicted moment in the play. If you read it carefully, this mood is not Macbeth. Let me put you out. Let me put you out. Even if you read it, let me put you out. Let me put you out. Let me put you out so that I can restore your former. That is not Macbeth. That is not Macbeth. It has to be Othello. I thought, I didn't know. I thought, and it was Othello. Because that mood is there only in Othello. If you know the play like that, basic things, major things, you can get it. Next, please. Who became known in the popular imagination as the notorious French postmodernist philosopher? Confusing. Because you don't know anything about notorious. One. Popular imagination. Don't get stuck with this. All these are distractors. Postmodernist, they are saying, postmodernist. Romain Rolland is a German writer, not a postmodern philosopher. If you know that, you will cut it out because I teach this. No, this is wrong. Then postmodern philosopher. Derrida can be called postmodern, but he is actually post-structuralist. These are truly postmodern. Baudrillard, Lyotard. Between the two, who is more famous as a postmodern philosopher? It is Baudrillard. Anybody with common knowledge of postmodernism knows Baudrillard is the most famous philosopher. Lyotard wrote one book, Postmodern Condition, but Baudrillard is with actual reading. You should browse. You should continuously read. No, don't just mug up. Get to know from Wikipedia, from everywhere. Read more. Look at things. Exposure. That will help you write this answer. It is not a knowledge-based question. Next. This is direct question from our material and all. Jonathan Dollimore, Alan Sinfield. This is very famous. Already they have asked. You should definitely know Dollimore and Sinfield in Political Shakespeare. They talk about historical context, theoretical method, political commitment, and textual analysis. Even if you don't know that, imagine you are asking an engineer who doesn't know anything about anything or any of these things. You're asking them, what is the answer? They will think, okay, something about cultural materialism. Historical context will be there, okay, in reading. Theoretical method should be there, maybe. Political commitment should be there. Suddenly something that is not matching with this is coming. Transcendental significance. It doesn't match with this. This is something different. So this could be the answer that engineer might say. Think calmly. Then even if you don't know, you can answer this. Historical, political, theoretical. These are all same. We always say this. Transcendental significance is wrong. Next, it's actually against cultural materialism. Cultural materialism is about rootedness in the context. It is not transcendental. Then, which of the following statements about Geoffrey Chaucer are correct? First, Chaucer's first work, The Book of the Duchess, is a dream poem on the death of Blanche in 1368, Duchess of Lancaster. You should know this is correct. You should know A is correct for sure. Okay, 3 and 4 are wrong. Immediately you know 3 and 4 are wrong. Only, don't go there now. Go here. C, you don't have to read because both have C. Only B and D you have to read. B, in the House of Fame, it is the first time that Dante's epic journey to paradise, purgatory, and hell is echoed in English. I actually teach this. Even if you don't know, leave it. Let us look at D. In the Legend of Good Women, Cupid and Venus, passion and desire, innocence and knowledge are all invoked. That is the extreme. It's too much. Time? Yes. This is the extreme option. See, too much. If they said in the Legend of Good Women, Cupid and Venus are invoked, then you could have got distracted. You could have thought it is right. But this is obviously wrong because they are writing too many things. They did not cleverly write in Legend of Good Women, Cupid and Venus are invoked. Instead, they made it visibly wrong. Are you getting it? Next, please. Which of the following details about Duchess of Malfi are correct? You should know a little bit about Duchess of Malfi. You should know Ferdinand and Cardinal are brothers. They are killing Duchess, etc. Ferdinand, Duke of Calabria, maybe. You don't know, but maybe, possible. Cardinal is executioner. No, he is Cardinal. Yeah, he killed, but he is not in a stage direction called executioner. Wrong, you think. So, B is wrong. Which is the correct answer? B is not there. Only one is there with B is wrong. All the others have B. And then you check again. A, C, E. A is correct. C, Antonio Steward. Antonio is the servant of Duchess. Correct. E, Basola is gentleman of the horse to the Duchess. That's also correct. Delio court officer, you don't know. Finished. So ACU can get it with inference. Next. This is a good one. According to Will Wright, you never heard Will Wright. The Western has evolved through 3 stages. You know Western is some genre, but you don't know anything more about it. Classic, transition, theme, professional. Wright has identified binary oppositions. You did not even understand the question. Okay? You don't even understand the question. Something about Western and binary opposition. Which of these is wrong? Next. Which of these is correct, they're asking. Hero society may be correct. Outside society, inside society looks like binary opposition may be correct. Good, bad looks like correct. Weak and strong looks like correct. Wilderness civilization looks like correct. You don't know story. You don't know Will Wright. You don't know anything. Why should you unnecessarily think any of these is wrong? In a simple, straightforward manner, say all of that is correct. A, B, C, D, E. And that will be... It's straightforward. I mean, they could have made any of these the option. They did not. They are giving A, B, C, D, E. That means sing in a simple, straightforward manner, even if you don't know. Maybe you will get it correct. Don't overthink. Because there are many questions like this, not even one. Next. Which of the following feminists has questioned the following? Don't think this is a question on quotations. These days, many questions on quotations are coming. No. It is like that Jeremy Hawthorne. See, you know Virginia Woolf. You know Kate Miller. You don't know Jane Friedman's quotations. But maybe it is one of these. Think with a clear mind. Why did men drink wine and women water? Yeah, men and women's lifestyle is compared in Room of One's Own. Why was one sex so prosperous, the other so poor? It looks like it is possible it is Virginia Woolf. What conditions are necessary for the creation of works of art? That is the very theme of Room of One's Own. This one line is the theme of Room of One's Own. It has to be Virginia Woolf. Confidently you mark it, that is the answer. There are more questions. We can do that tomorrow morning when you feel tired. No, I am stopping this here for lunch. I want to do all the questions. But we'll do that next day. You will see, I can do this with 100 questions if you want from all the previous 2-3 exams. It is very simple. Don't overthink. Have basic knowledge. Be confident about your knowledge. Think in a straightforward manner. Most probably you will pass with that. Because they are not checking scholarship alone. They are not checking memory. They are checking your power of inference. It is not guesswork. It is because of your existing knowledge, you are inferring. You understand? Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Did you enjoy? Did I do justice to your expectations?
You are just nice people. That's why you are saying. Are you feeling calmer, and do you understand that everything is doable? I know it is easy. If we do more like this, then only you will get the hang of it. You can do it yourself. Or I welcome you to our Vallath also if you want. No. I said after lunch break I will teach you. Tomorrow also I will teach you. Question answer discussion I will do tomorrow. Today we have session. Since I'm here, I want to do maximum. If you can attend, that is. I know that some people went away after the first session, but it's okay. If any one person is here, I will still teach in the afternoon. And I know that at least half of you will be here. Yes. Make hay while the sun shines.
Okay, thank you, ma'am, for this such a insightful and wonderful session. Now we are concluding our first session out of 4 here, and now we have 1 hour lunch break, so we can go for lunch.